Welcome to Open Minds, Open Mic, the place to be on a Friday night. We have a very special delight for you. Zomkhonto is going to be featuring, so I'm looking forward to that. We also have a whole room full of beautiful poets, so make sure you guys stick around and listen and watch because we love you. I'm actually going to start tonight with the Catalyst cover, and she didn't have a name for it, but it's about sleep, so I named it Peels. To just sleep backwards, right? I caught up to sleep, discreetly avoiding it. Creepily, I sneak between the sheets. My feet sweep the nearly neatly woven thread count of the bed mount, while mountains form the keep around me. It's neat how, for now, I'm nestled and aligned, unaggressive and kind yet at some point, I'll slip into wrestling with my mind, writhing in sweat while caught in a net formed by neuropathic connections. What a trip to be alive. It's infectious. So sensual to be sent into a slimy state of slumber deep under shadow dances, advancing upon madness. The moments gather in numbers. This is subconscious nonsense. I has no power here. Steer into the skid, kids. It's a stick shift. Eyelash rip through the high glass step. Get pitted and make a stink. Avoid sinking with rapid blinking movement, the truest form of trust. You've just got to keep breathing. As justice seizes your sizable sentence into a 10-strip debt, bet, swimming and wet from my own sense of death, screaming without sound, bound down and unfound by blindfolds while floundering forward flightless boulder regardless of my older guards reaches I become my own teachers. The golden oldies don't own me. My mind is baby new. So few can fuck with layers like this. Most miss the masonry of placing pieces of placenta like dentures in your mouth. The youth of the now is always changing, arranging the chunks of monkeys in agonizing prefixtures while confetti falls freely. It's freaky and fucking awesome. These words have finally blossomed, and I must floss my bosom between sleepy sealed spaces, hopefully leaving no traces. I'm aces, access on the absence dresses of deserts, so stressed observing my obsession. I take this lesson lightly and then feather away. I was Catalyst. All right, let's give it up for Catalyst.
Wow.
Woohoo!
Awesome.
Catalyst! Great
Awesome.
read, Thomas.
Awesome.
Woohoo!
For
Great
real.
read.
Yes. Yes. And you
Yeah.
feathered away. I love that at the end. Yo, that was dope. Word.
Yes,
I,
it was
Word.
beautiful.
I'm telling
Yes.
you, Catalyst is the true poet, man. Like I just, I write things here and there, but she's got a way with words, man. Like never ceases to amaze me.
For real. For real.
All right, so let's get this thing started. Coming up and first in round one, we've got the Jedi Master himself. And remember, folks, the gates to the Skiff first have been opened. You are welcome at any time. Paul Skiff, if you can unmute yourself and bless our minds, I would appreciate it, brother.
Yeah, it's great to be here with everybody again. Just have like a couple of short things. Let's see. Okay. Uh, New York City. I will not maim the times. you tried to kill me and then kill me again. Let us just say your unrelenting rabid antagonisms are a severe environmental condition, and I did not enter you fearing or with a plan to live long. With one foot upon this earth, when I arrived to get lost and surf your adverse gravities, pedestrian motives of blunt criminality, teeter of mundane lethal risks, hungering prosaic jeopardy, and routine inhumane consequences are raw waves of force that underneath my life propel wild persistence I still balance my permanence upon. A congratulation smothering your malevolent affection each new day. I conduct my equilibrium of joy. And the next one, I think it's an experience that's becoming more and more common. Kelly was a robot who called me on the phone to tell me I may have potential compensation. I wanted to ask Kelly on a date to see if her algorithm was programmed to flirt. But then I thought Kelly might be married to another robot. So then I just patiently listened to her spiel. That is, for about one whole second, it takes a human brain to revolt against frigid, inorganic, unhuman predations of 21st century hyper-virtual capitalism that now no longer needs an employee, but instead erases the difference between employee and customer, and then regards me as a kind of organic clog in the electronic pipeline to my bank account. And since Kelly exists as inorganic data, a kind of electronic asset vacuum cleaner, when I terminated the call, I also felt nothing. But my reward for hanging up on Kelly's predatory digital profit motive, for terminating her perverse robotic money lust, was the sudden reappearance out of the coldly erotic data haze she emanated that had me distracted of the plus-sized bagel from Yona Schimmel's bakery I had prepared with a thick slab of tongue-dazzling smoked Gouda cheese, and lounging on the yummy expanse of that dairy beach was the vinegary tongue kiss of a fleshly sliced artisanal dill pickle, offering a love wholly corporeal, tangible, delivering guaranteed cathartic payoff to my entire body. Here's to you, Kelly, you inorganic siren of fiduciary temptation. Chomp. And I just have one last one. Red rose limp in the gutter, barbed, thirsty throat placated by street-greased rain. Quarantine mask on bus stop bench, a vulnerable profanity rolls, naked and exposed on the 21 bus up the avenue. Looking the other way outside the lotto vendor, campaign contributions and tax money pretend not to be seen. The staccato knock of 7 gunshots park a body on the lot in Sunday afternoon's naivete that will now not be sanitized from memory's wall. You need to be a ghost to slip up this block. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You forgot you were human there on the other side of this thin barrier. This thin barrier, the wall you are just as thin as, where thoughts mimic words and lay flat down for this ancient ritual to be heard anyway as a voice let loose in your own mind. Pleasure sneaking, pleasure sneaking, like the ghost you need to be. Lure yourself out on the new fresh patch of tar, the traffic light stuck on blinking yellow caution knows that is life's default. In this street, wild chance disrobes comfort until you are half naked already anyway, so it might as well be a voice like mine, kissing the ordinary twisted, gets you to recognize how much you just want to strip off. That's it. Thank you.
Everybody, unmute yourselves and give it up for Paul Skiff.
Yeah, Paul.
Amazing.
Paul.
Amazing.
Glad I got
love your
time
delivery.
to hear you.
Yeah.
For real, phenomenal, man.
Mhm.
Wow.
Wow.
That second piece too is hilarious. But I have a quick request. Can you read the first couple lines from that first piece you did?
Let me see. I might have closed it all up.
Read the whole thing because I got here in the middle of it.
Ah,
Um, the New York City piece.
yeah.
Yeah.
This is the first few lines, man.
New York City. I will not name the times you tried to kill me and then kill me again.
Ah, just even that right there, that like, that's fucking dope, man. I like that.
I got that. That was just inspired by a friend I grew up with who, after a long time, got in touch with me when I turned 65 and basically just said, "Congratulations, man, especially since that place tried to kill you." I just thought, yeah, more than once.
Yeah, hey, fuck.
Wow.
All right, thank you so much, Skip, for that, man. It's good seeing and hearing from you. We love you. Coming up next, we have one of the guest panelists, who's probably going to be a permanent panelist on our new show that premiered last Sunday, Rainbow Verses. It'll be again this Sunday. We released the writing prompt. It's 5 p.m. Eastern. Hosted by Magus, but guest panelists, switching up. It's a beautiful show. Um, I recommend you guys check it out. Sophia, yeah, if you could bless us with some words, I'd appreciate it.
All right. Yeah, thanks for having me on. I have two poems. Let's see, from a side project. Always busy, always working on some poetry stuff. This one's titled I Have to Wait for You. I have to wait for you, little one, not let you become lost particles swirling around, lost dust in the wind or bridge underwater. I've berated you with anger, keeping love away from you, now scared to see you, my terrified inner child. But you need to be seen too, not just the 20-year-old awesome poet. Where was love at age 5? Perhaps love was mixed with helium in that red balloon in which the string slipped out of my hand. Thus grasp, watch this go up and up, becoming smaller and smaller, eventually a red dot out of sight. Maybe that's why, at the present day, I look upward, wanting to fly and forget about being grounded, avoid looking inward, especially at you, little one, whereas she says, I need to love you, to be on the path of healing. We'll get you through it and out of it, B said, yet it feels like the road is melting. Like in the book, The Stranger by Albert Camus, as if tar is truly sticking to my shoes. The only part of the book I read 10 years ago that I remember. However, I'm still pressing on. Someone the other day suggested yoga. I tried valiantly, ended up crying for 10 minutes straight, shaking, wishing to feel safe, then walked out of the sacred space. Thank you. That's the first poem. Okay, and the second poem is titled Gravity Lasts. Could I explain gravity even if I wanted to? No, but I believe it's broken, at least for me. I'm floating and I'm falling, thus not grounded, wanting to be held down by perhaps a lover or my hands held. Loneliness makes my hands filled with rage like an underdog boxer, hoping to prove them wrong in the narrative, in the story, in this reality. Sometimes I've been the underdog. Now, some of you mind me since I've been soaring to new poetic heights, but behind these eyes are trapped tears. I need to know, can astronauts cry in space? If so, what would happen to their tears? On Earth, do trees cry? The unidentified tree didn't respond back to my hit, but the wall would, while man-made echoes of destruction. How would an outsider perceive a poet whose self-inflicted damage to their own writing hand? Do I walk like a man? I need to know. To be dirty or not to be dirty, I'll admit it. Sometimes I masturbate to feel anything but these existential crises. The night tells me lies that there's no point. But who would that confession be made to? When I strive to illustrate purpose and inspiration while doubts fly about like those mosquitoes that bite, allergic, ink, then infected wounds. Maybe I will confess my non-sins to the potential water genie in the ocean, my higher power. Please, please, please. I want my legacy to prevail. Thank you.
Beautiful pieces. Everybody unmute yourselves and give it up for Sophia Falco.
Beautiful, Sophia.
Gorgeous as usual.
As always, yes, man. I love hearing
Yeah,
you. I
get
love
her
hearing
book.
I
Thank you,
want my
Sophia.
legacy to it too.
Got another one coming up. Get this one while you still can.
Yep, get that one so you get the next one. Definitely. All right, thank you so much, Sophia, and yeah, thank you for being part of the Sunday shows. I'm looking forward to the Sunday. It's gonna be an awesome show. Coming up next, speaking of shows too, we're on hiatus with the Slam Jam. You know, things gotta be worked out, you know, and stuff, but it's coming back, and it's gonna come back better than ever. DreRey, if you could bless us with some words, brother, I would appreciate it.
Hello, everybody. As my man just said, yeah, we're still in hiatus trying to figure things out in our personal life here, but once we have something more concrete, it'll be back on. And I'm not gonna call it a comeback. We're still here. Yeah. Anyway, I got 2 poems for y'all. One's like a commercial and one's just I don't know, an exercise. Let's start with the exercise first. Get that out of the way. Get the moody stuff out of the way. I wish I was more prepared for the hurts your words would bring. I wish they weren't so painful, but now I'm still feeling this sting. The big risk that didn't pay off. Could someone please teach me? How do you kill off decades old feelings? I still feel embarrassed. I wish that all I said was unsaid. If I can be dead ass honest, thinking of you now gets me depressed. I did this to you and myself. I'm the sage of self sabotage. I'm leaving these feelings on a top shelf where no one will notice, blends in like camouflage. While dust piles on as time passes by, I'm calm like a bomb with occasional powerful sighs. If this is unfortunately farewell, this was all my fault. I deserve to experience this hell. I fathered my own cardiac holocaust. Please don't house any blame, for your feelings are valid. I got no right to complain, so leave me here, damaged. I may have been another face to you. I wish I could have made you see what I saw in us and you, but unfortunately, you can't see me. End poem. Now we go to the funny shit, because funny shit is fun. It's called Smoky Puffs. Heyo, kiddos! Has your breakfast become quite a bore? Good news, because fret no more. Time to wake and bake with Smoky Puffs, the hot new cereal with everyone's favorite wildfire prevention mascot, Smokey the Bear. Yes, kids, Smoky Puffs. Kid tested, DEA approved. Kids nationwide are raving and caving into their cravings for Smoky Puffs. 100% organic, 100% safe to consume, 100% legal, and only 420 calories per bowl to keep you cruising through the bruising of everyday life. Obtain higher education like never before because you will be baked like a cake, but getting better scores on your quizzes and tests. And kids, remind your parents that they too can enjoy Smoky Puffs. It's the perfect midday treats to help you power through another week and can be a part of your next hiking trail mix for your cannabis mix. Excuse me, cannabis fix. Only you can prevent forest fires, and Smoky Puffs will help. Put the bowl down and grab yourself a bowl of Smoky Puffs today. End poem. Thank y'all.
Fuck yeah, Kato's gonna love that one. What? Bowl of Smoky Puffs. Oh, I had to relight the little Paul Skiff joint I had. Everybody, unmute yourselves.
Yeah,
You gotta go
Trey.
ahead.
That
Give
was
it up for
great.
DreRey.
Yeah,
Absolutely
good.
amazing.
I need Smoky Puffs
Thank
so
you.
bad.
That was
Yeah, where
awesome.
do I
That was
get some?
awesome.
Should we even got Zach's laughing there? You got Zach laughing. I love that laugh.
Thank you,
Awesome favorite
everybody.
laugh.
Word.
Definitely. All right. Hopefully Zomkhonto shows up soon. If not, we'll keep throwing, we'll just bump him down the open mic list. But coming up next, we have the host, or rather co-host of Chaos Magic here at Open Minds every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. See, I'm moved time zones now, so it's like
8 p.m. Eastern.
8 p.m. Eastern, Chaos Magic. with Magus and Catalyst. It's amazing. You know, y'all do an original and a cover, which has like opened up this whole extra world of poetry for us to enjoy on Mondays. And so I appreciate you for that. And you've been around since the beginning. You're my brother. You know that. I love you. If you could bless us with some words, I would appreciate it.
Greetings, Thomas, Catalyst, beloved poets. How y'all doing tonight? I hope everybody's good. I have one rather longish piece for you. This is the stochastic ekphrastics. The word ekphrasis comes from the Greek for the written description of a work of art produced as a rhetorical exercise. This is Hieronymus Bosch, The Garden of Earthly Delights. Welcome to the Garden of Earthly Delights. Welcome to the palace of unseeable sights. Sensual pleasures await the brave. Eternal damnation awaits the knave. Bosch ate some shrooms, of that I am certain, and he got a glimpse when he pulled back the curtain of a blissful world for the righteous to enjoy, a hellscape for the evil who seek to destroy. This is the Dalinian ekphrasis. I'm about to get ekphrastic just to prove my mind's elastic. Dali's clocks melting like plastic makes me feel a little stochastic. Ants swarm the pocket watch. Symbolism kicks you in the crotch. The persistence of memory of 1931. One war coming, another just done. The rotting flesh of a surreal creature. A bleak landscape with just one feature. Dali discredited completely the world of reality till reality made of Dali a fatality. This is the Go Van Gogh ekphrasis. Self-portrait with bandaged ear, an impressionist work painted in 1889 by an artist prone to losing his mind. Vincent cut his own ear. How he did it, I'll never get clear. Madness written on his gaunt features. Creatives are the oddest of creatures. Andy Warhol's Mao ekphrasis. Mao, 199 silkscreen paintings in 5 scales, 1972 to 1973. Warhol interprets the photo reproduced everywhere during the height of the Cultural Revolution from 1966 to 1976, when Mao killed millions of Chinese people. Warhol examines fame, capitalist advertising, and the raw power of propaganda with his bold colors splashed over the repeated image of the tyrant Mao. Mao got the Marilyn Monroe treatment, entered the Warhol mythos, and became as famous in America as a can of Campbell's tomato soup. Magritte's The Lover's 2 ekphrasis. Renee, a bleak display. Intimate cessation, only frustration and isolation. 2 lovers in a hooded kiss. Clearly something is amiss. Alex Gray's Oversoul ekphrasis. Oversoul by the visionary artist Alex Gray is just like how my head feels today. Human consciousness is a bridge between planetary and cosmic consciousness. This is the theme behind this holographic universe. This is the now. This is ever the now. Live in the now. Thank you very much. Love you all.
Thank you for that. Everybody unmute yourselves and give all the love you got for the Magus.
Love you,
Yes,
Magus.
that was fire. That was fire, boy. Yes. Awesome, man.
Amazing.
Awesome. Woo!
So dope, so dope. Zomkhonto's not here yet, but we have an extra reader who's way over the pond, and so yeah, we're gonna throw you in there before. But coming up next, we've got Principe Guity Jr., who will be featuring here at Open Minds on April 26th. So we're about a month away. Principe, if you could unmute yourself and bless us with some words, I would greatly appreciate it.
A poetic fire walks the tightrope. It lingers in the middle, like a big hand on the clock. It's on lock. Every time I stagger, my hands and mind are woven together to formulate words buried beneath the ground of the blooming fire in my heart. This body is a hearth, but a fire that never gets tired, laying words that burn like Fahrenheit 451 of words in alignment with my poetic fire. May my poetic fire burn forever. Distant memories, burning lights under the eye of a young man. Fire blooming never was there. It was bare at the rind of a bald head. I was carefree of the sun in my mother's life, watching Power Rangers on the TV set. Happy Meal filtered out the timeline of my youth. Everything was analog. Memories written like a blog. Silhouetted so my past. They were in the framework of my mind. Straight line, no missing pieces, just lost loved ones who glide in the cosmos. The ones that love me, teachers I can't forget, filled with wit. On the last day of 5th grade, I bawled my eyes out. High school were the days in my rhyme book, listening to people snap their fingers, the warm-up of cooking the year I graduated, sparking the gradual rise of a famous rapper. In my adult years, I think back to those montage of memories as a distant memory. Two more poems I'll read. Dear me, how have you been lately? Hope you know everything you are and everything you is. Don't let your flaw be your downfall. Not everyone's going to like you. Even in the active days of your creative light, you can enlighten the frightened, or depressed, living with stressed, starving hearts. Don't worry if love comes. Just love your uniqueness. Don't let detractors around you control you like puppies on a string. You're a devil and an angel. Play your cards like shuffle decks. Those scars on your heart may hurt, but don't let an emotional wound hurt you. Even though you learn almost everything on your own, don't be mad at the result. Next poem, I'll read another poem, one more. When I look into your eyes, I fall for you. My heart heaves up and down. I can't grab at the words. I'm speechless. You dog at me with I love yous. You're my glue to love. You're heaven sent, putting a dent in my world. You're a pearl in my world of doubt. God made you perfectly for me, telling the truth when I need it, holding my heart when I'm sad. That's all I wrote so far. But
Yo, I like that last few. You gotta continue that one for sure. That's dope. It's going somewhere. Everybody, unmute yourselves and give it up for Principe Guity Jr.
Woohoo, Principe. Hey, by the way, Principe, did you
you.
know?
Yeah, Principe.
I have something to say
Yeah.
to Principe. Did you know that D. Allen is a fan of yours? Because I talked to him since we're real world friends, and he told me you're one of the poets he's watching.
Yay, yay!
Yay, yay!
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. All right, yeah, thank you so much, Principe, man. Oh, I love you, bro. You've been around since the beginning too, and just like I appreciate you being here every Friday, and I'm looking forward to your future,
Loving
man.
your work, man.
Yeah, we love you lots, man. All right, coming up next, Fred, I don't think you showed up last year because you was on retreat. I think you popped in for a bit, but I love seeing that smile right there. Oh, that shit just lights my soul on fire. Yeah, Lantern, if you could bless us with some words, brother, I greatly appreciate it.
Thank you, my brother. I kind of got mixed. You started an hour ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I got mixed up with the time. It just happens because we're only 4 hours ahead of
Well,
you now.
yeah, that and now you're jumping around time zones and things, you do.
Yeah, you know they set the clock ahead an hour here a couple weeks ago.
Oh, that could have thrown you off too, because I don't think
Yeah,
they do
yeah.
daylight
But I
savings over
remembered
in the
it for
UK.
New Year.
Oh, okay.
But you start an earlier ahead of New Year. That's what tripped me.
Uh,
Okay, you, my eternal lover. You came suddenly, emitting the simplicity of a sweet innocence, a serene poise, and softness of voice like golden silk. There was something of the childlike naivete in your smile, your pure heart receptive to the light of inner beauty, unfurling like sweet-scented lavenders. Me, drinking deeply of your charisma. My queen, my beloved, you are my cutest darling. You're so precious to me. I'm like a lover whose nose is held under water, gasping for air, facing the call of the sweet unknown. Yet you remain the steadfast, resplendent light of my visionary dreams. My adorable darling, my core pulses with adulation 1,000 times greater than a paramour, heart throbbing to the finest bouquet of dahlias, hyacinths, and marigolds, freshly plucked from the verdure of verdant green meadows in the mellow breeze of spring. Daybreak cocoons new beginnings, waiting to emerge and glorify your name. Yet I see them, your wondrous eyes in and through me, scanning a kaleidoscope of potential promise, filling me up with vibrant energy. A smile sits delicately on my lips, like the African starling to its twig, as I wonder if you'll be my jasmine and I, your scented wafts. Alas, in this chimera of life, this fallen heart still dwells in the valley of the mundane, awaiting your deepest love to act as a panacea to my soul, cleansing it of all impurities by planting the seeds of higher aspirations. I draw on my inspiration like a superb camera, hoping to capture each moment. Yet my faint heart is entangled in shadows, and so I get only a whisper of your joy, like fresh air, like light zephyrs, fading away into dew and snowflakes. True are the words of your lovers past, and I learn to rely on my agony of longing, my soul wandering, marching through life's illusions, just to peruse your magnificent rays in Mother Gaia's arena of diverse and enchanting entities. You speak to me in solitude, and I hear your resonance repeating the most eloquent echoes of the I am that I am, that sweet source from whence I came and yearn to return. I see your gaze, my imperishable ocean, in this birthless time, even as you replenish your waves of nectar, like the sun does its luminance, flowing like a river in the rhapsody of delight. Like leaves fluttering in an arid desert, I have lost the keys to the utopian portals. We young lovers sometimes become intoxicated. As such, we dwell in the realm of drunkenness. Yet we recover, gliding like peacocks among your flowering lotuses, seeking the opulence of your celestial river. Beloved, you are the rarest of the rare, the only answer to my sacred prayers, palms folded upright in surrender, I yearn for a source that fosters serenity with an effulgence par excellence, outsoaring the grandeur of 1,000 moons, 10,000s. May our love continue to blend even as the sunrise and sunset merge, laughing on the supernal shafts of wonder, narrating their own glows like griot, singing the cutest memories in the timeless eons of this immortal journey. London Carrier, thank you.
This immortal journey. Everybody unmute yourselves and give it up for Lantern Carrier.
Beautiful Lantern Carrier.
Yeah,
Holy
so
smokes.
gorgeous. Wow.
As always. Always.
Always
Thank
have
you.
beautiful words.
There is only one.
Thank you.
Right?
Thank you so
Yes.
much.
Yes.
Hey,
Wow.
Larry, I caught the tail end of your interview, man. You don't
Oh, you
speak
did?
about the stuff that you do. Yeah, he was interviewed today. It was
Oh
pretty
yeah?
yeah.
I'm gonna be doing a
Thank you
podcast
for
with him
coming.
shortly as soon as I get the podcast going. And I
Yeah,
don't
I
know
was
if we're
looking
gonna
at the
talk
whole
about poetry even. I just wanna talk to you. You know?
Thank you. I talked a lot about different things. It was beautiful. The woman was so nice, so nice.
Okay, if you have a link, if we could watch it, if it's on.
Yeah, she
Post a
brought it
link.
out so soon. I was looking at it a second time. Yeah.
Oh, excellent.
I'll
Yeah, if you
send
could
you the
drop the
link.
links for us in the
Yeah,
chat
send
there,
it to
I
you.
would love to watch that. So now I know, because then I'll know what not to ask you, because I don't want you to talk about the same things. I'll get, like we
Yeah.
could get, so then we get two interviews, but it's not the same questions, right?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for that. So yeah, Zomkhonto's not quite here yet. I'm trying to get a hold of him.
You
So
think
we're
you
gonna,
might have had problems with the time as well?
that's what I'm thinking too. Yeah. So
It's
what we're gonna do
possible.
is, yeah, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna keep him floating as tentative, right? And then we're just gonna work down the list that I had posted up there, right? So coming back for a while, I ain't see you for a while. Poetic Desire, I love you, I miss you. How have you been? You looking good?
Hello, missed y'all too. Been doing all right, just busy back and forth and doing stuff in person live now. So mixing the live between the online whenever you can. So I'm still around. All right. So since it is Women's History Month, I'll share you one of those. I featured at one recently, and the theme was called Speechless No More. So it's the same title. Her lips remained zipped, tight-lipped, unsure of the influential power her voice could have when empowered. Lips on lockdown, vocals drowned, silenced voice deserving to be heard, seeking to become uncensored. Her mouth's unlatched mic tests the hype to reveal cloaked speculations, learning to trust in her own opinions. Avoid temptation of swayed dictations from codependent societal pressures, crowding moldings of her mind's conjectured literature. Simply speak up, address what begs to be confessed, voice urging thoughts loud and clear, flowing freely into the atmosphere. Swerve through undirected codes of winding womanly roads, find the more of her within journeyed factions, and rise above patronized norms, gain treads of traction. Transform barriers into serendipitous waivers, tearing down the treacherous stereotypical austerities, cash in barbaric briberies for priceless self-assured bravery. Adversity sailing into shared, tongue-twisted storytellings liberates reliefs of womanism's precipice. Her ambitious attributes are aligned with a perpetuating purpose. Turning the pages, female empowerment engages with every verbalized request of equality, delicately lines passages of evolutionary history. Indelibly marked in bold print sparks, fired up essence of strong-willed femininity, fortifying future daughters to follow their footsteps fearlessly. Her tossed stone truths reveal rippling waves of disputes, eventually realizing her brave new sound confounds, astounds, has no bounds. Her Rubik's Cube of colorful attitudes alternates through infinite combinations, revealing her undiscovered reflective depictions. conquering inner serenity by rhythmically stomping out complexities, dancing through hot-button topics with greater ease. She's instrumental in feminism's chains becoming unleashed. Her choreographed debates soon equates studied art of allowance of expressive exclamations, cements her deserved emotional outcries, omissive of expletive proclamations. She won't lay submissive, womanized, held captive, hushed and bound by dominating male influence, taken advantage of till she's choking on restricted confidence, an act of avoidance to flaunt a turned-off appearance that may repel men from women with independent views. But no, men who are true men honor a woman's muse. They'll worship and adore her daring, domineering demeanor, crave being obedient to her spoken commands without feeling dogged by reasonable courtesy she demands. This powerful evolution of sisterhood's revolution wields outstandingly high-octave, diva-voiced accolades, seeking admirations for her siren serenades. Chanting entrancing refrains of diversified equity and sustained, inclusive women's anthem sung in modified modulations, amended articulations, revised in reflective retrospections. Her timid meekness is no longer a weakness. Curled up fetal position mode transforms to tall, towering stance, defends her rights through dignified confidence, making its entrance. She witnesses strength of her worthiness take flight through her worded convictions, actions enacted upon her heated declarations, saying, "Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me," is an understatement laced with distorted deceit. Cracking sticks of gendered clicks, solidifying stones of unvarnished truths blurred, her voiced concerns begin breaking bones of patriarchal structures, rearranging former facts like Jenga pieces stacked, careful not to topple back into dominions of stigmas, devoid of splintered egos within societal alphas. A Venn diagram fusion of women's rights inclusion merges with existing male freedoms, headlines made through her weighted wisdom. Investing and her priceless voice manifesting yields returns of valuable statements, murmuring brave dialogues for equitable treatment. Unsilenced, intimidations disseminated. Believing, holding true to her virtues, speechless no more, she has voiced her value. End poem.
Wow. Yo, I could see how those live performances has really like like it's like there's a whole new energy now with your poem from doing more than
Oh,
live.
thank
I can
you.
feel it. It's more intense. Yo, it's that like performance intensity, right? Everybody, unmute yourselves and give it up.
Wow, that was amazing. That was brilliant. That was breathtaking. That was dope. That was beautiful.
Oh,
Wow.
thank you so much. I'm
Wow.
glad you enjoyed it.
Spectacular.
Thank you.
Spectacular
That was
work.
really enjoyable.
Yeah, I had to find my own voice putting that one together. It's not like I write about these types of topics very often. So it really challenges you when you go off topic from what you're normally used to and, you know, think off the top of your head like that. But yeah, I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah, it was
awesome job.
Glad
Awesome
to be
job.
back. I missed you all. Wonderful
Yeah.
to see you all again.
Yeah, same. Yeah, and like whenever you can make it, I know you're juggling live and online, but whenever you can make it, even if you at a live venue, it ain't your turn yet, just come up and just get on your
Yeah.
phone, jump in the car. I'll throw you in wherever you can fit in, and we get to hear a poem, and then you can get all psyched up, go on stage and crush it. So yeah, we're
Yep.
always here for you. Thank you. So yeah, we're gonna keep the Zomkhonto feature floating. Hopefully he shows up soon, but for now we're just gonna keep the order going as is. And yeah, Frogg Corpse showed up in the house too, so we got Frogg at the end here. But coming up next, we've got Dane Ince. Dane, if you could unmute yourself and bless us with some words, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah. I think I'm unmuted.
You are.
Yeah, you good. Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to read something out of this, Destiny Murder. And I started writing this. I wrote a poem. And I said, this seems like something of a genre. So then I thought, well, I'll write this on purpose instead of by accident. And then, so then if you've got, Destiny Murder, then you have to have sex and violence and all that kind of stuff, Pulp Fiction, you know, I call it beat noir. And so I had this piece. Lick, she said. How she got up on my shoulders, I don't know, but she pulled up her cotton summer dress, well off now, no panties on now, on my shoulders with her hairy pussy right in my face. She says, lick it. Hesitation moment for a moment. The next thing, grabbing hands full of hair, yanking, jerking me hard, my head back, staring big emerald eyes into my soul, burning my cornea blind. You slow? I said, lick. Don't stop until you know, till it's time to stop, baby. You'll know when. Release my head, my face buried deep, thick, unmown lawn, jungle, lust, wild. I am flush, I'm hard, wafts, lavender, French mill soap, smells, wet, woman, wet, sweet smells. Search around, tongue, hunting through jungle, lush, undergrowth. My tongue is shy in case they're tigers lurking, prowling nearby, preying on innocent, unwary tongues, swirling around, looking for silkworm, looking for hard, slick worm. She yanked my head back, pulled her lips apart, wide, Winston Churchill style, exposing a throbbing, beating, red, hot heartbeat in front of my face, glistening, wet. See pulse beating in her head, the head of her clits. Lick it now, lick it now. Don't stop till you know. Release my head again, my face now wet with her wet, slippery mango juice. I was surprised by the size of her beautiful, hot hands. She left murder suspect fingerprints all over my crime scene face, traces of her DNA in case wetness in my hair, evidence of DNA in case I don't get out alive, flooding, juicy, the ride, grabbing, clawing, riding this big human dick she slammed into my face, riding hard, bucking and fucking my tongue so hard, I wonder if damage was done. The sound of an ow escaped like a sigh, stopped in mid-glide, yanking, seeing her handiwork wrought on my red face like chocolate and bourbon melting. She swallows the words, oh, poor baby, hurt? She's pulling my hair, hurting. I nod affirmative with her grasping and holding my head just where she wants it. All I can do is lick the blood running down, salty down from the split in my lip. Say, yes, it hurts. She smiled, saying, good, good, good. Like each good was a different rhyming word. Good. She directed me back to the slide. Back to work, licking long, wide, licking everywhere a slick chevron should be licked, hands full of hair on my head, my mane. She's guiding, galloping. I lick up and down, up and down, up and down, searching, memorizing the feelings, up and down, hardening, harder, squeezing, the releasing, squeezing, gliding, the hard, dark, growing harder. Keep licking like the swivel of hip. I feel her hard bones under soft skin, hips thrusting and thrusting and thrusting up and down on my tongue caught between her clit and a hard place, my lip and front teeth. Slowly, I crumble down to the ground. She does not lose her place. She does not lose her rhythm. Not a single missing stroke, stroking beat. Clit on my tongue, flicking clit on my tongue, clit on my tongue, her clit on my tongue, her glittering on my tongue. Don't stop. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. She's fucking my face, fucking the face to gallop to the wind, to the finish, just the way she likes it to finish. Release and squeeze and finally relax, just the way she wants it. Thank you.
Yo, unmute yourselves and give it up for Dane Ince.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, Dane.
Wow.
And can you post a link to that book? Because that was fucking crazy.
Yeah,
The realism
arousing.
in that was so
Mm.
it's so great. You know, the
Careful who's
reality
in the room.
factor.
Right? Oh, that was dope, man.
Mm-mm.
How did it end? How did it end?
Yeah. Oh,
Uh-uh.
shit. All right.
Mm-mm. He
So,
went all in, boy.
right? Yes. Fucking my face, man. Been there though, you know. It's just, anyway. Coming up next, I believe Mercedes, you read with Dane on here before, but I think this is your first time coming in on as a solo read, right?
It might be actually. Yeah, it might be.
So I think last time you read it. So before you even read, I like to give you a big. Actually, I'd like everybody to unmute themselves and give a big open mind, open arms, open heart welcome to Mercedes.
Welcome, Mercedes, to Open
Yes,
Mic.
Mercedes, cue the mic, cue the
Welcome,
mic, cue the mic.
Mercedes.
Tell it.
Yeah.
Go
Thank you.
ahead.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. I'm going to read 2 rondeaus tonight, and I would like to dedicate them to Frogg Corpse. The dead flowers remain in place, though they are long gone from her vase. Indifferent to summer breeze, impervious to winter freeze, dead flowers always haunt this space. The new bouquet cannot erase the sadness on the woman's face. Everywhere she looks, she sees the dead flowers. Wishing those flowers had the grace to disappear without a trace. Away from her, contentment flees. Dead flowers fill her with unease. She knows that she cannot replace the dead flowers. And here's the second one. Okay. The stench of death lingers for years, picturing loved ones on their biers. Parents were lost when we were young. Husbands and wives left songs unsung. Sad elegies ring in our ears. Mocking our grief, the reaper jeers. Haunting our dreams, the death's head leers. Leaving its taste upon the tongue, the stench of death. Old memories can bring fresh tears. Into this life, the ghost still peers. Over our losses, hands were wrung, facing blank walls where hopes once hung. Time is the cleansing breeze that clears the stench of death. Thank you.
Thank you. Yo, Frog, how dope is that? At 2 dedications. Those are fucking beautiful pieces too. Everybody unmute yourselves and give it up for Mercedes and give welcome home. Like,
Yes. Yes.
Gorgeous
Beautiful
as
piece.
always.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Welcome,
Beautiful.
Mercedes.
Yes. Welcome.
Woo.
Woohoo! Yeah, Mercedes.
I thought you were gonna do
Yeah.
Tonkas. Is it Tonkas? Is that how you pronounce it? Tonkas?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Haiku's big brother. Yeah, I thought you were gonna do some Tonkas, like
oh,
ice.
did I cut
water.
that? I'm sorry.
Well, Dane had a pop-up open mic the other day, and Frogg Corpse was kind enough to join in the fun, and I just was so inspired by his poetry that I decided to write a couple about death instead of love.
That's
Oh, cool.
awesome.
So then when Frog
Awesome.
popped in the room, you're like, all right, I'm doing this. That was cool, man. Yo, I love Frog. That's my brother right there. So yeah, that was amazing work, Mercedes. And like I said, welcome home. Coming up next, we've got Zach, I believe. Yep, we got Zach. Zach, I found out your name was Bob, and I just can't call you Bob. I will never call you Bob. I will always call you Zach. You are not a Bob to me. I've know some Bobs, and you're more of a Zach. And so I will never call you Bob, but yeah, Zach.
Well, Zach is the name my mama gave me, but everybody
Oh,
calls me Bob. Everybody
but
calls me Bob, or Bob Zach, Bobby. I also got a couple of, like squeaky pump because of my laugh, you
yeah.
know. But
I love that laugh. That's the best fucking laugh ever. Love it. All right, yeah, if you could bless us with some word, brother, I'd
yeah,
appreciate it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I got a couple of fresh ones for you. As cliche as it is, it's the truth. I don't know where to begin. So here it goes. Aunt Mike, I miss you. A woman with some of the most genuine love I've ever experienced or witnessed. She'd caress you with one hand, while the other spoke, I love you, baby, but don't ever let me catch you doing that shit again. If there was a photo taken, she was probably flipping the bird. And that light, though, was pure, unconditional love. Never have I or so many other people felt comfortable being themselves, just simply being around Mike. I guarantee she also had image issues. You would never guess based off her actions. That light, though, pure, unconditional love. It's something that can never be taken away from me, or us. I could be stripped of all my earthly possessions, be found and left by a partner, betrayed, but I would still have that love. Still, I would be the Gilligan to her skipper, no matter how dark it gets, how choppy the waters. Drag below the surface, bashing my legs on the rocks below, just kicking to try and find some air again. And her light would break through, always, leading me back to safety, to love. And one day, we'll embrace again. But until that time, I'll still find her everywhere I go, in the eyes of a new friend, a recognizing animal, among the crows that follow me, a road traveled together, eventually, everything and nothing, in the presence of God, hopping off the wheel of samsara into nirvana, or even a personal favorite fantasy, in the tail of a comet, riding through the cosmos, experiencing the beauty of every moment together, with all our loved ones and cherished ones, for eternity. Gilligan will see you on those cosmic waters someday, Skipper, but until then, I love you, I miss you, and thank you for being you.
Wow, that was beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm now gonna be calling Cat Skipper, and she won't know why, because she's never seen this show, so no one tell her.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, everybody unmute yourselves and give it up for Zach and that laugh and that poem and that just
That laugh, yo, and that dope too. Word, word.
Oh yeah.
fuck yeah, buddy. And we might be taking a trip to Abbotsford right there, like just a border crossing and like a half hour away from you, to pick up some stuff out of storage. So I'd like to meet up with you. If
Yeah.
you got your passport, you can jump the board, take a little trip up and come
Definitely.
see us. Cool.
Hell yeah.
All right, I'll get a hold of you about
Yeah,
that.
do it.
That's coming up soon.
Do it.
Definitely cool.
Mhm.
All right. Coming up next, we've got the cosmic Cozzy Coz. If you could blow our fucking mind with some lyrical vernacular spectacular rhymes, I would really appreciate it, brother.
Word, I'll try. I love everyone. Hello. How's everyone doing? All right, all right. Warning, warning. New shit, new shit. I just finished this actually Wednesday. Some of y'all might have heard it on the Who's Naked. But so all right, so here we go. This is titled A Disastrous Masterpiece. My pain is a dramatically ekphrastic work of art. A panoramic portrait of 1,000 words written within a picturesque depiction of Joan of Arc and Napoleon Bonaparte floating around aimlessly on Noah's Ark. Cunningly contrived by an eagerly evil easel which easily contains the indelibly ingrained ink that remains within the acrylically illustrated veins of my graphically broken heart. which has been creatively ripped to shreds and craftily torn apart by the same elaborately crafted strains which refuse to relinquish their abstractly reanimated reins from being so visually afraid of the dark. Like Leonardo, Da Vinci, Pablo's, Picasso's, so that Michelangelo, Claude's, Monet's, to then frame my traumatically intimate dismay as a mosaically intricate display of my artistically illustrated expression on a decadently decorative canvas, exhibiting a pixelated array of my articulately antiquated agony, jubilantly dancing to the truantly romanticized rhapsody of my sanity's variably variegated tapestry with no indication of mercy or amnesty. Like a torridly written storybook tragedy of an insurmountably horrible travesty in which the magic keys are automatically handed to an arbitrarily tyrannical majesty. So he or she can live comfortably and lavishly while the rest of us are forced to live savagely in this tailor-made calamity. Apparently, humanity rarely has an actual capacity to naturally embrace the duality between fantasy and reality. The unfathomably laughable gravity of this unimaginably radical disparity is an abominably embarrassing and abhorrently sad abnormality which compromises the hues of my colorful personality. My overall strategy is to eloquently etch an aesthetically encrypted glitch of a prophetically imprinted sketch in which the unbearably horrific stench of this horrendously wretched piece of kit shall be indefinitely put to rest, which could prove to be a bit of a hell of a stretch, though, especially if the forbidden echoes of my hidden manifestos are prematurely put to rest before making it to their next expo. Therefore, I'm putting my 10th toe in escrow in case the rest of them don't make it through the rest of this biographical concerto. If you pay attention to my soliloquy's grammatical tempo, you'll see this as but a mere trinket of a fashionable memento, like a danceable flamenco, rising to a spectacularly unimaginable crescendo, with absolutely no innuendo, until it dwindles and diminishes into the swilled spindles of my unintended blemishes, which were swindled into my rekindled presages, which I can't say anybody really cherishes. Perhaps it's the excessively embellished emphasis on the extensively hellacious ekphrasis of this tremendously trepidatious exodus. Thank you.
Fucking A, Cause. That's why you're my brother, bro. That's why I want to put you in front of the world. And that's why we need the lyrics in the videos. Because,
Yes,
like,
thank
fuck, like,
please,
as
yes.
you, like, cause, dude, like, you're fucking, like I said, a spectacular vernacular that just, like, keeps like, yo, in the tempo. And, like, you even fucking called yourself out
Thank you.
on it. And that was amazing. Everybody,
Thank
unmute
you, man.
yourself and
Yeah,
give it up for
Cozzy.
Cozzy,
hell
Spectacular
motherfucking
work, man.
Cause.
You're incredible.
You made me feel
Thank
so
you.
good
Phenomenal.
inside with your
Oh,
voice,
man.
your work, your language, your
So
delivery. I needed to hear that. Thank you.
I'm so happy to hear that. I'm so happy to hear that. Thank you so much.
Yeah, man.
Thank you.
Don't
Thank you.
ever
I'm glad
doubt
that my
yourself, Cause. Don't ever doubt yourself, dude. Like I rarely see people take a rhyme scheme that's this long, put an internal rhyme scheme here, an internal rhyme scheme here with the syllabic, and before you know it, you're back on this rhyme scheme here, but we're still here. Like it's a craft. What you do
Well,
is
the
a craft.
fucking words,
It's
bro.
craft.
Like
Thank you.
you need to
Thank
text
you.
me that
Thank
one,
you.
bro. Text me the lyrics to that one,
I got you.
please, bro. Like just
I
for
got you. I got
educational
you.
purposes. You know what I'm saying?
I
Like
got you.
Yo, what this dude does, man, as I'm listening to him unpack Pandora's box, right? And I'm like, yo, when this cat and I get together to do some stuff, man, this dude like it's just tumbling down a hole. I don't know if it's a rabbit hole or a squirrel hole. Like he just has. You're just incredible, man. Like truly, I'm looking forward to working with that cat. Truly, be on the lookout.
Thank you. Oh
You're
man,
incredible,
thank
dude.
you. Likewise. Ooh, can't wait, man. Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, man. For real. Thank you.
much blessings, yo. And yo, we're gonna get your YouTube
Word.
back up, dude. Like we gonna make you brighter than any galaxy up in the cosmos, bro. Because Cosy, you are.
You're a genius, man.
Yeah, you truly are.
Oh man, thank you. Oh my God, are you serious? Wow. Thank you, Lantern. Thank you, Elemental. Thank you, thank you, Tabby. Thank you, all of y'all. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Like
Thank you
we
for
all
those
knew
kind
those
words,
words
man. Word.
existed, and we all knew how to say, but you ended up putting them all together in the most delightful way, and then
Pull
had
them out
the
of the
lung
ether in
capacity to be able to recite it. Like,
Thank you.
it's dope,
Thank
man.
you. Thank you.
order.
Right?
I'm sorry?
A symmetrical order. Pull out of the ether in a
Ah.
symmetrical order.
Yes, yes. I love symmetry. Yes, yes. Yes. And I love putting words together in crazy combinations and words that don't even belong together and somehow making them. I have fun. I love it. I love it. I love it, man. I
Yo,
love it.
Cos is like he's like a little kid, right? He got a puzzle with all the words in it, and he can fit them into any piece that he wants, and he's just building these like beautiful puzzle pictures out of these like morphing words, and just we all love it, man. Thank you
Love
so
doing
much.
jigsaw puzzles. Yeah, I love doing jigsaw puzzles.
Definitely. Oh, and Jane is asking
Yes.
for your IG handle, so make sure you drop your IG handle, links to your
Oh, most
YouTube, whatever,
definitely.
everything. For those that y'all don't know Cos, man, or linked up with Cos, make sure y'all link up with Cos. Um, Coming up next,
Thank
we
you.
got Debbie Segal.
Thank you. Thank
Debbie, my sister. I wish I was gonna be able to
you.
see you
Debbie.
sooner, but we kind of got side railed there going into the States, but we're gonna loop back up around to the West Coast for sure. And when we do, we are stopping by to see you. If you could bless us with some words, I would greatly appreciate it.
Thank you. I'm going to read some new shit. I mean, it's today old, so it might be really rough. And I'm also going to read, if Paul Skiff is in the room, I'm going to continue with the Berkeley stories like Paul likes to follow along. And I'll be getting some new spectacles soon because it's getting so hard. Okay. Integration of the Green Man and Kuan Yin. Who is disturbing the shrubbery? Cornerstone of reborn world, the Green Man. He bridges the breach between spans of earth and wood, roots and fronds. In larval ponds, dragonfly wings, fooling around, hang upside down, destitute. The destroyed world sings, desperado. Wasteland cannot hold, onward toward old ways. Solitude cracks a robin's speckled egg, and down, down, down into the downy folds. Original man grows a crowning brood, whose cavity opens and frogs and toads burst forth, deformed. Mercurial rainbows of blossoms get lost in ire. Instead of a spray of lacy wings, narrow keystones become ironic graves, places, grooves, atomic bombs. Dream of blue mushroom clouds and never awaken. When down and troubled, filled with despair, remember a vision of a place inside emptiness, the form, the void, the point, the waves, lines drawn around us, a bubble of golden and indigo, face to face with grace and the fates. Hail to the jewel in the lotus, loving, compassionate, powerful. Deliver us from hardship, extinguish bitterness, abolish suffering, wipe out cravings, and eradicate the misery of this hell. Namo Kuan Yin Bodhiswaha. So that's new. And then, hey, Paul, I hope you're here because I want to, is Paul here? Has he left the room?
No, I'm here.
Okay,
I'm
because
waiting
here's
to
the
hear
thing is,
that Berkeley
yeah,
story.
you're always commenting on like, don't give the money until you get the shit. So I'm gonna read about that. You know, the lady gave money to a guy who was gonna go get her shrooms, and now here we have some stuff has happened, and Edwin decides to search for ninja patches, who still owes Barb magic mushrooms from that first night. He flips a coin. It's tails. He grabs his board and skates east to People's Park. He can hear hip-hop music blasting from blocks away. Young people in baggy clothes are partying at one end of the park. At the other end of the park, a distinguished old man who looks to be about 80, clad in a beret and beaver fur coat, sits on a stump, gesticulating to a smaller group of young people. What is that old guy's story? First, find Ninja Patches. Oh, there he is. Hey, Ninja. Edwin jostles through the dancing mob, spilling over from the stage to the grassy commons. Hey, fam. Ninja Patches greets him warmly with an extended fist. Edwin does a fist bump snail variation. Ninja adds a jellyfish variation. Hey, fam, did you get that for Bad Barb? She waited for you for like an hour. Dank music and vibes fill the air. Ninja bounces back and forth to the beat. He takes a velvet bag out of his rhinestone-encrusted pocket, keeping the beat all the while. Ninja dances away from the crowd, inviting Edwin to follow with his painted eyes and mouth. Edwin happily dances along after him in a wavy, twirly sort of way. They get to a grove of trees away from the mob. My bad, I ain't trying to rip her off. She's a homie, fam, a motherfucking homie. Krusty and Morningstar used to sterilize their baby bottles at her place. Talking about road dogs. They dance together and throw clown signs with their hands. Ninja takes a brown paper sack out of the velvet bag. He places it on a bench in front of Edwin. He dances back to the gathering. Whoop, whoop. Edwin is amazed. It's rare for someone who fronts money for drugs not to get ripped off. Bad Barb really seems to be beloved by the street people. That's it for tonight.
Yo, unmute and give it up for Debbie Segal. It was so dope. I love you.
Yeah, Debbie.
Beautiful, beautiful
Awesome.
Debbie. Yes, yes. Woo!
So
Yeah,
cinematic.
yeah.
Nice work, Debbie.
Standing ovation from all.
Mm,
Beautiful stuff.
mm.
All right, so on deck we're gonna have Tori B, but coming up next here we got CP Maze. Brother, I gotta holler about something with you and a few other people. It's gonna be a little thing. So yeah, buddy, if you can unmute yourself and bless us with some words, I greatly appreciate it.
Hello, world. Yeah, how y'all doing? It's a piece from like fuck. I think in 2010 I took 4th in the world for poetry slam, performance poetry. And in the days of competition, one day is a 4-minute round and one day is a 1-minute round. I mean, in the same day, a 4-minute and a 1-minute round. So here's my 4-minute poem. I don't know if it's a poem or not, but I'm gonna share screen with it.
Well, I gotta make you co-host.
Okay, no, it's not that big deal. It's not a big deal.
No,
Here's
no,
the
go
piece.
ahead.
All right.
No, share screen. I like seeing your words written because the way you do certain things. Yeah.
Oh, this is written in no fucking style whatsoever. I have to go back and chop it up if it's worthy of being chopped up into stanzas.
I'd still like to see the writing process. I made you co-host. There you go.
All right, cool. This is about to be real interesting because I rarely read it. It takes a lot out of me. It's called Hometown All-American. This hometown All-American has a cannon for an arm, a fruit roll-up in 8 glasses a day, 8 glasses of milk a day for an addiction. Rushed more yards last year than all of the town's drunk drivers and neighborhood whores combined. He was raised on poverty, failure, audibles, and apple pie since he was knee-high to his father's Oxycontin and crystal meth addiction when it comes to 4th and inches. Fumble the failure, Kinfolks of John Deere focus under them their headlights, cause fuck it. Foes find more success at finding Waldo before a foe will find him playing possum or playing chicken. Second fiddle, a second string to any fly by the night strangers drive. Hometown high school, all American, praise and faithfully worships in Sunday school. And through old now Uncle Joe shotguns whenever kinfolks young, old as slow as illiterate and alliteration, older stuttering cousin Scooter stutters up Copenhagen dipspit bullies down overpass yonder railroad tracks, down past dusty back roads where filters and bones of cowboy killers lay, bleached with whiskey, bourbon bottles and moonshine mason jars, bellied up, high school all American against all odds. And tonight, several Southern Baptist bastards who bully non-varsity legacies like, if you ain't Letterman, then best believe that there Joe's youngest boy Scooters, outhouse bugs bass backwards as slow as a sundial and a hot damn rock attached to a leper or simple enough hometown, although heroes no shoulder pads, still he's driving up that field, surpassing letdowns and failures, swore never again to fall country short of a spiritual re-up or looking back. No, now audible rattlesnake bean, like Midwest middle of nowhere field of dreams. It's just some other Friday midfield night, minus the cheerleaders, minus the fact. However this goes wrong, the closest dock is at least tomorrow in the TGIF 60-mile stretch past midnight away. No airbags, no shoulder pads, driving upfield like fuck a Saturday, and the damn SAT ended score and frugal old ass Fannie Mae, chest pumping pistons like Unc Joe's rattling engine mount, F-150, I formation, quarterback faith, futures at fullback, running backs a failure in motion, future Heisman Trophy quarterback candidate willing to risk, blow trailer parks full ride, big leagues, sign his bonus Super Bowl rings, cause this Mama sweet tea is the nectar of the gods round here, and it's not gonna be found in no standardized test. Boy, cause year after year, too young to be hoisted up, as if Homer to Odyssey, as if Odessa to year after year after year, recarving Carla's initials into a redwood where they had first kissed, to remind both nature and himself that the things you love should never allow to simply fade away. He tells himself, if the QB gods see fit to deem Scooter's double wide worthy of grace and mercy, if you lucky, you only got several seconds before Scooter's time clock runs out. Pray that this Holy Ghost, when it's all or nothing, you risk it all or nothing. Fuck sudden death, fuck with this here stiff arm, forearm, Mossberg, freight train, slingshot, buckshot, center mass. Fuck them if they step over the line. Fuck them if they come across without cross or come across off sides. Run buckshots straight up the middle. Mental note. Don't allow them a chance to huddle up. Mental note. Hurry up. This is gospel. Mental note. This is inline, goal line. Hurry up, Moses. Offense line of scripture. Stick to your shotguns and run Scooter's motion before these hillbilly moonshine Neanderthal motherfuckers blindside blitz. His stuttering ass catch Scooter's slipping in and out of perfect dreamscape, held closely, tightly socked in the sack with another man's sock. Because if they find out he tackles ends on and off the field, game's over. Peace. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but it's a piece. Poem.
Fuck, bro. I see why you don't perform that often.
Oh,
The
yeah.
intensity of it
I
straight.
would
You would never be able to talk. Yeah, like towards the end there almost, it was like, oh, you was just Fuck, man, you're such a performer, man. That should would. Did you win with that at the slam piece that you read it at?
I mean,
Did that move you?
I took fourth that year, so
Yeah,
it got me
it
there. It
worked
got me to
out.
front
Yeah, it
stage.
got you there.
It got me front stage,
Fucking
yeah.
bet. Everybody unmute yourselves and give it up for the amazing CP
Wow.
Maze.
Wow.
Thank you.
Amazing. Amazing as always, man. How you how
Concrete in the building.
talk at such a high decibel for so long, man? That breath. That's a lot of that takes a lot of breath, man.
I mean, I
dramatic.
learned breath control from Dane's poem. Dane's poem is how I learned breath control.
It's that quick in between each one, so you get just enough
Dane
to.
just got it. Dane just got it.
It was great to hear. It's great to hear that, though. It's you know, cued me into the stuff you're doing now and where it comes from.
Yeah, I mean, to be what 2010, yeah, it's interesting to look back at your older pieces or whatever. Yeah,
it seems like this, your newer work is packed with more sort of overt poetic devices, and you're still taking all these really direct statements, which I have learned from you is the real key to the power of your work. Just these relentlessly straight
Well,
ahead.
it's almost like a drill sergeant, like just
Yeah.
drilling it into your head. Just you know what I mean, and just the intensity just does it. Like on that one, some of yours goes on roller coaster. With that one, you're just like full blown, like fuck, man.
Gee, I wonder why it seems like a drill sergeant. Hey, CP, I didn't understand the joke about you saying, can you explain when you said it was from Dane's poem?
Oh,
that gave you
yeah,
the breath
no.
control.
I
Can you
mean, Dane's poem
elaborate?
was all here. Like Dane's poem was like here. So it's the breath control from Dane's poem.
That's how CP pulled that off, bro.
Thanks.
Yeah, plus he had somebody sitting on his lungs.
Yeah.
We're listening, Dane. We listen.
Yeah. Hey, while we're in this like funny little mood and everything, why don't we all just unmute ourselves, right? Because coming up next, we've got Tori laughing my motherfucking ass off. B, we love you. I'm so glad that you showed up to perform for us tonight. Yo, if everyone could just, cause she's a comedian, right? So she needs that instant feedback. Like for us poets, we want it to be like quiet so we can read our piece. But like for a comedian to sit there and not have any feedback, like it's just weird at that point, right? Like you're just telling a joke to. So if everyone could mute and we could laugh, cause I'm sure she's gonna make us laugh. Tori, can you please make us
Welcome,
laugh?
Tori.
Tori!
Give me one sec.
Welcome,
I'm gonna
welcome.
try. My phone is busted. My tablet appears to be dead. So we're just gonna do this. Oh, it's recording, so it is what it is. Hey everyone, I'm Tori B. The B stands for Bentley, but I drive a Toyota. Yeah, I paid the woman tax today. I spent $60 to get all of the hair on my face waxed off. Fucking painful, you guys. Yeah, I see you, Jeff, playing with that beard. It didn't look as sexy on me. So I went and I got it all ripped off, and she was like, okay, so you want like here? And I was like, yes, here. She was like, you want here? And I was like, yes, here. She was like, here and here and here. And I was like, yes, there and there and there. Rip it all off. I look around at the world, comedians, we do a lot of like observational stuff. And I often think to myself, dying would be a lot easier than all of this.
I think the same.
Right? Like it would just be easier.
Well, it's the easy way out, right?
It is. But then I make it to Friday night and I got my open mic friends, and I'm like, you know what? We're gonna stick around. We're gonna stick around for a while.
Yeah. Just together. Hey, we're all in this together. If you
We're all in this together, so there's this little story that I like about like starfish. You guys know the story where it's like it's like the starfish theory. Like he's walking along the beach and he's throwing the starfish back into the water, and this woman comes up and she's like, like, what are you doing? Like, you can't save all the starfish. And he picks one up off the ground and he throws it into the ocean. He goes, I made a difference for that one. Well, that's kind of how my 20s was, but except like instead of like poetic starfish on a beach, it was roaches in your apartment. And I would just chase them around with a shoe and be like, oh, made a difference for that one. Oh, that one's not getting into my cereal tonight. Oh, you're on my boyfriend's face. I'm gonna swat the shit out of you with a shoe. Motherfucking roaches, man, are disgusting. This note card says, took a long time to get here. Sober is better, but pain relief is pain relief. Went weeks without it, but somehow it's back with depression, suicidal ideation, and pain. That one is categorized under time. I'm not very organized, you guys. I am like the organized person. It's also dark in here. I'm gonna switch up the lighting a little so I can like actually see what I filmed the saddest sex tape in the world. Because I'm on Prozac, so I couldn't really come properly. I'm still on the Prozac and I'm constipated. Like, I showed up to my acupuncturist office. I think needles solve everything. So, like, whether it's a tattoo, whether it's a fucking tattoo, an immunization at the doctor's office, or you're shooting up a little bit of something extra carefully with the Narcan next to you, you know, and everybody aware of what you're doing. I think needles solve a lot of problems. So my but I like acupuncture needles the best because they're the safest and the most sterile, and I love that. Acupuncture is a nice, safe pain alternative. So I go in there and I'm like, please, can you just make me cry? Can you just please just make me cry? And so she puts in these needles at like different points, and I feel one epic tear just drip down my face, and I was like, all right, Prozac, that's all we get. We get one fucking tear. One fucking tear. All right, this one's about blowjobs. So the rule,
I love your transitions, man.
yeah, there aren't any, and I also didn't set a timer, so I'm just
go on, mate. Like I
all
said,
right, all right. So blowjobs. So generally, when I was in my teens, I had a rule that you had to say "I love you" first. And the first time I ever performed oral sex, the guy had just made out with my like little itty bitty titties. And I thought that was really weird because like babies suck on titties, and I was clearly like underdeveloped to be like having sexual experiences, but like that's just the way life goes, right? So you know, then I found myself like 10 years later giving head outside of the unemployment office to my unemployed boyfriend. And he was like, it's gonna make your day better. And I was like, no, it's gonna make your day better. But like somehow it also made my day better. And I was like, all right, we just did that outside of the unemployment office.
Hey, it made a better joke later on. So.
Yeah, right. So this one though, this is the tricky one because you know, when my mom was my age, she had 2 kids under 5, a mortgage, and like I mean that bitch was cooking, you know, like had a husband, all this shit in the 90s. These things were possible. So she had 2 kids, and I have herpes from a guy that has 2 kids. Procured that, back to blowjobs. I'm still, I don't know where I am in my journey, but I'm somewhere. So I'm riding my bike late one night in East Hollywood in Los Angeles. And I'm riding my bike because my car got repossessed. And
that was your home.
Yeah, it was my home. I had found luckily I had found an apartment to move into, and then I stopped paying my car note, and then they came and took the car away. As they do.
Just switched rent.
So I'm riding my bike home, and I'm getting harassed on the train by these like really like scary guys. And so I finally make it to my stop, and I'm like wearing my helmet, and I've got like all my like, light gear and stuff. Like I'm like a safe rider, you know. And I'll tell you how safe I was. Herpes guy coming up. This guy at the top of the elevator is like, "Yo," and I was like, "Hey, what's up?" You know, and like I am way too trusting. Like I should be dead right now, but I'm here sharing all of this with you guys. Like what unfolds, I should be dead. So he's like, "Where are you from?" And I was tired at this point. I was like 12 months into Los Angeles, trying to do stand up, trying to do improv, trying to like find my footing, and I'm just hitting walls left and right, left and right. And I was like, "I'm from New York." And he was like, "What's up? I'm from New York too." I was like, "No way." And he was like, "You know, like it's not really safe to ride your bike in this part of town at night." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, okay. Well, I don't really have a choice, so I'll see you later." He's like, "How about I give you a ride home?" And I was like, "All right, fine." Yeah, I know.
No, he even told you it's not safe, and then he asked you need a ride home. Like, no.
I put on my good glasses for
Do
this
I have
tonight.
to? Do I have to? Do not get into the car with strangers.
I got into the car with the stranger, and he was like, "What if I smoke you out?" And I was like, "Sounds good."
No.
I'm an idiot, you guys. You guys, when I tell you,
How are you still alive?
I don't know. There is something looking out for me, and it's looking out for all of you too, because we made it to this moment here together.
Well, the love that I have for you will protect you against all of the stupid ideas you make. So
I am
you
so
can keep making those stupid ideas because I know you're not gonna quit, right?
You know I'm not.
But at
Like
least you'll be protected now better. So everybody, please
with
just love Tori and make sure she makes it out of this
I
crazy life.
made it home, and he was like, "This motherfucker talked me into 2 blowjobs. I don't know how. There was no I love you. There was no titty sucking. There was no unemployment office. Somehow he got 2 blowjobs, and the All right, I'm gonna end on this one because I'm gonna show you.
Oh, fuck.
All right.
Yeah,
So it doesn't
Netflix
end.
special coming up soon, man. Tori's
Men
gonna be
are
having a
men are
special.
just harassing. So I got this little. Oh, I'm not. This is going on the internet. I won't. This is my marijuana box. I'm laughing, but also scared for you. Yeah. Hey, the worst that happens is just a little herpes. Like everybody gets a little herpes. It's not a big deal. Like it's really,
Yeah, once you
it's
get
really
it,
not a big deal.
it's a friend you have for
So
life.
yeah, whatever. So this guy lives upstairs from my aunt's apartment, and I go over to her apartment and I help her out. And he's like, "You want to come in for some weed?" And I was like, "Yes, I do." And he's like, "Where's your boyfriend at?" And I was like, "Well, actually, funny story. I lost him at the unemployment office, and he's nowhere to be found. True story. Pray for him. Pray for Fry." Yeah. So this neighbor grabs me in his arms and kisses me right on my mouth. And like I'm very COVID cautious, so like the first thing that I'm thinking is like, does this man's tongue have COVID? This is like reformed me. Like
Not the face, but does he have COVID?
yeah. And then he gives me this sack of weed that is like all seeds. And I was like, that kiss
Fuck
was not worth the
No.
bag of shitty ass, seedy ass weed. Yeah. All right, it's been really fun hanging out with you guys. Maybe I'll write a set for next time because you guys always come and you're like, you got your poems and you're like reading them, and I've got my like shitty stack of like cards. I think I scared my friend off too. He came and then scared. So I'm gonna have to follow up with him on WhatsApp and be like, you didn't stay for my set. What was wrong with you? Tori B's comedy deck.
Yeah.
You heard it here first, folks.
Let's get that thing published. I love
Yo,
you, Tori. We all love you. Unmute
yo, you have
yourselves
me
if you're not
crying.
already mute, and give it up for Tori B.
Yo,
Hey.
yo, you have me literally crying. You just see my
Right?
tears, yo.
Yeah, Tori.
That shit was so
Yeah.
funny.
And
Hey,
He
he
ha-
talked me into 2
absolutely
blowjobs.
loved it.
yeah, tell me there was no kissing beforehand. There was no I
No,
love
I love
you.
you.
Yeah,
No,
there was
no.
just
No unemployment office.
yeah, no unemployment office. Yeah,
Yo.
and 2 months.
Tori, as a fellow woman, I really liked
Oh
your
my
set. I
God,
would love
yo.
to sit around and just have drinks with you sometime and laugh about
Oh
how
my God.
ridiculous it is we're still alive. Bad
Yeah,
choices.
right.
Oh,
Fuck,
word,
yo, we're
word.
gonna do a special. I'm gonna link us all up. Like, how the fuck are we alive? Because same here with me,
Yo,
the way I've lived my life up until now. Like, if
word
we were
up.
doing like a death pool, like us as like
Uh,
teenagers, like I was like #1 on the list, and yet
mm,
I've lost like 60 friends, and I'm still here
oh shit.
somehow. So like,
Yo, yo,
how
you
is he
got me crying.
alive
I'm
still? Like we'll
still
do
crying.
how how are they alive? And we'll just tell crazy stories about fucking whatever. Anyways, yeah, thank you so much, Tori.
Mm,
Netflix special
yo,
coming up in the
that was
future. We
fun
gotta
as
get
fuck.
you on
That was
point
fun as
for
fuck.
sure.
Thank you, guys.
Drop
Thank
all
you
your
so much.
info for everybody who ain't following you so they know what's up.
Yes,
And
yes,
thank you for
yes,
making
yes,
us
yes.
laugh. I always appreciate it.
I liked the blue room too, and I'm not talking just about the material.
So, so wait,
Mm.
was Isaac your friend that you wanted to show up?
Okay, so he sent me a message on WhatsApp. His twin called him with an urgent matter. He is a poet, and I was encouraging him to come and like perform.
Yeah.
He loved it. He loved everybody that he heard. But his sister called, and so he had to dip out for that. It's 9 on the East Coast, so it's a little late over here. But he did want to say thank you for the space. And I'm gonna try and bring him back and get
Yeah,
him
so
to.
because I'm gonna keep him tentative. So if Isaac wants to come back and read, Isaac, if you want to come back and read for us, be cool. Just sending those vibes out to the universe. So then we're gonna move on to our next performer, which I gotta holler at you too about some things. I gotta, cause yeah, I'll see some. Um, Coming up next, we got the host of the Thursday night New Yorican Poets Cafe online open mic. This man has been I don't want to say like a role model, but like a big brother to kind of look up to and be like, all right, like that's kind of how, what I'm saying? That's what I want to be when what I mean? Not really quite a role model, but like a big, like, okay, I got to make those decisions or like a little smoother. Because when I first started this, I'd never even been to an open mic or knew how to host or I didn't even know about poetry. Like I just jumped into it, right? And so, Elemental, you've been just such an inspiration to me. And I'm sure everyone else in this room has felt your love, and has that same love back for you because you are all about community, all about love, all about sharing and caring. And brother, I'm gonna sound a little sappy when I say this, but I love and respect the shit out of you, man. Like you are my fucking beam of light, like if it wasn't for you, open minds probably wouldn't have lasted this long. You know what I'm saying? Like you're my rock, my anchor. I know that sounds a little savvy, but like it's true, man. Like you doing your thing, bro, it's like really kept me like inspired. Cause I remember that first quote you would always end with, "Stay inspired." So yeah, man, if you could unmute yourself and inspire and bless us with some words, Elemental, I would greatly appreciate it, bro.
Peace, 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 and blessings to every poet who has come before me and after. I truly, truly, truly appreciate you for being here, for investing in creativity, for being a conduit, for always being present when poetry needs you. It is good to see you. I see you, East. I see you've been working. It is good to see you. Make sure y'all plug in with Poetik Desire. It's been a rough one, y'all. With what I'm doing, I really didn't think that I would see what I saw. But I did. And it reminds me that I still have work to do, right? I recently dipped my foot in this education game. And it's a rough one. So the hat, the reason you can't see my eyes, it's been a rough one, but I'm gonna give you a brand new piece as the storm god is coming in the building. I'm telling you, listen, I'm telling you,
Yeah, we've been waiting on this man all night. As soon as you get up to read, bro, you summon the feature, you summon Zomkhonto with this
storm
shit,
gods
bro.
in the
That's why
building.
that's
I'm
what I'm saying.
telling
Like
you,
this shit wouldn't be around if it wasn't for you, man.
I'm telling you, man, like that's crazy. I'm telling you. So I want to give y'all some new shit. And it's crazy how that happened just now, because as I was doing this weekend, as I started ripping, as I was getting ready to rip, just like this, a loud clap of thunder rolled. Because it was storming where I live, right? And so it is similar to that. But I want y'all to know how much I love y'all, how much I appreciate each and every one of y'all, because this is what I have to do. It's what I love to do. It's a part of who I am. And I love to share it with y'all. I know y'all don't get a chance to hear me a lot, and I miss ripping. I really do. I really do. But I love hosting so much. So this is a part of my Halo series. This is the reality of loss. Jet fuel always speaks in kerosene riddles, past propulsion, that Rolex perpetual movements of time never stands still, nor will it ever. It is us that bends. No spoon or matrix mind job, we solar. Dial of magic might under new blue sun, crack codes of painted palettes of primary shades, bathed in distortion of karma colored cut canvas, stamped with sinister seal of disapproval for speaking loud as lynched voices, strangled silent, captured in beautiful picture frames of carnage called carnivals, where souls became souvenirs to soothe scavengers, sipping savior complex with a splash of hero, because when push became shove or handle of shovel, it'll be a bloody Mother Mary full of graceful grave digging for children of Shabazz with their Gold Coast coated tongues, spoken accents of royalty more than mangled mutterings of barbarians taking heads and breaking bucks. Because a man said God commanded commandments in backwoods of Black Bible Belt bazaars, baptizing babies in brimstone. They like the fanciest churches, while we, as in the people, as in the working class with America under our fingernails, represent every dirty taboo attempted and failed to sweep under big house rugs. Because, oh, how they love another good old boy rendition of Once Upon a Slave Master, when folks stayed in their cotton picking lanes for the glory of their almighty. Stop that, Dan Sambo. Go Quimbo you some business. Explore explicit existence down at Uncle Tom's cabin. Bring back field Negro as profession. Homemade housemaids in master's bed and image to McDonaldize everything and make it Disney. Make blackface and blackface the new blackface, the blackface. Jim Crow jumping back to front of lines and minds from backyard Mississippi, simmering segregation, sour taste into something that smells like submission. Slavery. Savory, as screams of peril that sound like cash registers in need of Heimlich maneuvers. Gluttonous dreams manifest as colonies on the moon. Damn.
U.S. Space Force every culture they come across out and make it tourist attraction once it's civilized, neutralized, sterilized for the coming of another good ship Jesus. On wings of religion they float, Vatican a pope out of hopelessness, call it faithful, while man is 10 toes down, filthy doughboys pushing Pillsbury powdered personifications of what they believe to be an idol. American. Let us pray for revolution. Peace, y'all.
Elemental, you did it again, bro.
Hell yeah.
Everybody unmute yourself and give
Always
it up
that
for
Elemental.
Elemental.
that
In the
flow,
world.
that
Yeah.
delivery, man.
Yes, Elemental, go
Only
ahead.
you.
New
It's so
shit,
you.
new
It's all
shit.
Yes,
you. It's only you.
always
Wow.
spitting
Wow.
fire.
Wow.
I
Yes.
think
Beautiful.
instead of
Yes.
elemental, he has now become his own element. It's beyond fire or plasma. It's like a whole new element that he created that he spits from his fucking pen and lungs every time he fucking rips it, dude. Like you have gone beyond elemental. Like you are your own element now, dude. Like fuck.
There's a certain saying that goes in my country. We say this: if you are elemental, you are elemental.
I like that. I like that. Yo,
Well,
so
not
some
really a thing that we say, but if we should say it the same way. If you are elemental, you are elemental.
Definitely. Thank you so much for showing up, Zomkhonto. We've been keeping you on the tentative list and just kind of going through the open mic and everything. I want to say, Kwaziwa Makadi's venue. And welcome. So I don't think I ever got a bio from you, but I know you do a lot. But the bio that I have for you, it comes straight from the heart. I love you. I love who you are and what you do and the way you rearrange words and recite them to us so our minds feel like they're birds flying through a sky that's so beautiful and pure, just like your heart is. And I love you as an artist. So, Zomkhonto, if you could unmute yourself and bless us with a feature set, I would greatly appreciate it, brother.
So, what is always fighting, struggle. Because when we have words, we so much purity in our soul. Zomkhonto
Hey, real quick before you get started, you sound a little bit muffled. Your audio sounds
Very muffled. Can
very, yeah,
barely
we
hear
can
you.
barely hear you.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
perfect. There you go. Okay.
Woohoo!
I couldn't go the whole feature without. I was like, no, hold
Yeah.
on. I gotta fix this. So it's like
Okay,
before you,
no, that's fine, that's fine. Voila. If you can hear me now,
100%
Yeah.
clear.
Yeah.
This is what we want. Yeah.
Zomkhonto Kabatela Mzilangata Mbangazita. In the beginning was poetry, and poetry was with God. And one of those days, the God's love dropped from the sky like campaign pamphlets. But since my mother was my first recitation, I kindly refused to love God. You see, my first poem was my mom. whispering incantations into my childlike eyes that left me forever blind to the ways of this world. She said, "You, my child, shall see more than I ever saw, and your tears are going to become the same river in which I planted the fish of our ancestry, so that they never claim you did not break fish to feed your kin. The bread you shall find yourself." But then came other demigods like Dambudzo Marechera, like Sylvia Plath, whose death made me afraid of stores. So I cooked these poems in burning bushes that spring up from the fire in my mother's eyes. And I would have poked Shakespeare's ear hot for letting Brutus kill Caesar, because people that stab you in the back are as cowardly as borrowed time. But I will take a poem or two from Chaucer, from Ben Okri, from my father, whose poem was me. I came out of his heart screaming into my mother's arms with stanzas. I had my second poem from the bus that used to take ourselves to grandmother's house. And I swear when she spoke, it was in words that impregnated my soul. And once I was fertilized, you gave birth to words made of thorns that she expected you to walk upon to prove that you are a man. I still crouch close to her grave in my mind. And I dig myself out of 6 feet deep of poems that I feed generously to this world, one termite at a time. And one thing about first poems, you don't have to remember them. The first one I wrote was about my mother's smile, until the brutality of this world touched her womb like the library of Alexandria, and I had to retract it like a banned political book, and its burning edges took to the sky and became flickering stars for our pitch dark nights. They still burn bright in my silence. They still burn bright in my silence, and each star-studded stanza sheds its skin. The spark falls like miniature light bulbs while we jump up to catch them on days the ghetto streetlights do not turn on in time. Zomkhonto Feature.
Holy fuck, bro. The ghetto streetlights don't turn on time. That line got me there, man.
Carrying on. This is the theme for poets. I imagine a conversation with poets begins something like this. A ritual is performed in a parallel universe where medicinal roots do not grow from the ground but hang upside down from the sky, so that they do not have to wait for rain but drink directly from the clouds. And when they are harvested and crushed into a paste powder, they are mixed into a poet's food to make the voice grow louder with each syllable uttered. And these concoctions, mixed into poets' favorite dishes, are not eaten from plates, but from blank pages that do not tear from the spine of their books, but hold on to its binding for dear life with the bare hands of their poetic voice, clutching on every ounce of breath inside the similes and metaphors, careful not to let go and have the themes inside their book fall loosely into an ungathered heap on the floor. But even then, nothing is ever lost, because that heap can still be arranged into a completely different, enchanting conversation altogether, complete with a new language to accompany it. A poet can hold a conversation with themselves, going back and forth as if they had discovered their long lost twin in the mirror, and where and they make up for lost time. A discussion so rich in meaning that you can mine for gold inside the reflection of their lips, moving to the orchestra of your intonation, a dialogue like a fog lifting from the eyes of a hidden truth, a reflection of the tongue, weeping language into shapes that fit perfectly into chasms that torment the lonely human spirit. A conversation with poets as their chaos, and the chaos being an intimate beauty where language can be formed without words, or where the tempted use of words is an alphabet entirely of our own, using gestures that look like hieroglyphics caught in a tidal wave, then thrown to the shore to leave tribal drawings in the sand. Talking to poets is to knock on doors with gargoyles for doorknobs that pour out with the overflow of what is kept hidden inside, dying to speak stanza upon stanza into the endless dryness of time. Zomkhonto Feature.
Gargoyles for handles. Oh my goodness.
My forefathers lived when rivers were their facial recognition software, and you had to run along the riverbank, investing smile after smile, different angles for each ripple, and people standing a mile down the same current could swear they saw your appearance and gestures floating by. The slippery arms of the river cuddling their reflections down tributaries and photo booths of ancestral truth that flowed until their collective expressions gathered around the umbilical cord of the ocean, waiting to be reborn. But if those rivers dried up along the way, the sun cut out the middleman and took those same reflections directly to the sky. And with the evaporation, their facial features recollected into pixels of clouds, droplets of images becoming a feast of mist that redistributed itself across the sky as puddles that struggled to mirror each inch of emotion until they caved in and became picturesque droplets of rain. Each lightning strike a shutter button, each lending a reordering of their faces in the sand. So when you see shapes and shadows in the clouds, remember that we are rivers that are vigilant photographers, squinting their eyes through sudden dips in the tide, kneeling along river banks to repeat the process, such that every time it rains, I am drenched in my ancestors' praise poems, black and proud. So give me an avalanche of those raindrops. Let them cascade down the ski slopes of my own rugged edges, taking screenshots of the naked valleys and forgotten imperfections that I've kept hidden. I am a torrential downpour of their wrinkles. They leave squiggles on the camera lens of all those peeking into the streets of my heart. They catch glimpses of my ancestral code, those trying to download my totems via modems. Let my people know that I am a photographic memory, which is part of my ancestral river, where the first picture, perfect caption of my forefathers was screenshot by a virgin wave crashing against the shores of their eyelashes and cascading down their cheeks as tears of redemption. My forefathers lived when mirrors were water bodies upon which their reflection was never thirsty to be seen. But if you cupped your hands and took a drink from the river, your tongue saved their memory upon its surface, and you would never, ever, ever thirst for a single drop ever again. Zomkhonto Feature. My dreadlock. My dreadlock is the blood vein that pumps blood to my heart. 10 tons of black hair on my head. It completes the art of my ancestry. When my follicles shot out of my scalp, they sang a song. And as they became long, they sang a lullaby to the sky that wrapped itself around each planet like octopus arms. I know black people whose afro is a disco ball for the greatest of parties in heaven. Black hair is incredible. When it's on the scalp of an angel, it grows with a set of wings. Black hair grows in the name of love. My dad took his black hair to war. I am told my dad, his black hair was an AK-47. It shot out of his scalp like there were bullets in my father's hair. They say my dad, he had hair that made bullet riddle statements into the sky. Black hair is God saying, God damn, I am good. Damn, great. I molded Zomkhonto, and on the first day was black hair.
and black hair was with God. Black hair is beautiful. I defy gravity with my black hair. I am a moon landing with this black hair. I am Kemet all over again, a pharaoh by design. Can't tell me my hair is not a sign, a written testament saying, Rastaman, the heavens are gentle with each and every one of your strands. They wove your dreadlock one love song at a time, and when heaven was done, she cried, knowing this was the best black hair she had fashioned out of her own. Black hair is a prayer. Our Mother, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy black hair. Black hair shape shifts. Black hair loves you so much that when it grows to afro, it becomes a baobab tree. When black hair wakes up in the morning, it sings songs that shut shit down. My grandmother, rest in peace, grandma. My grandmother, Esther, had hair made of diamonds. Black hair. You have to go into a diamond mine in the Congo for black hair. You wake up and run your fingers inside black hair and you retrieve them and behold nuggets of gold. Black hair has been around for centuries. Black hair stood the test of time. Black hair, the darker you are, the more honest you are. Zomkhonto Feature. Who would have thought that black folk would wave words of cash thicker than their majestic lips, thicker than the sheets of smoke that rose when they bent down Black Wall Street, not knowing that we would rise from those ashes like the phoenix, and that matchsticks just happened to be our next of kin. Black diamonds that the world once refused to dig until it became too obvious that how bright we shine from underneath our skin, that the layers of world that run underneath this melanin are a sworn testament unto themselves, that the veins that connect to the power grid in our ancestral names mean that we are not just dark-skinned, but we see through the dark. And with these proud, thick lips as the light switch, we speak proud and bright as lightning, rewriting the future in the same handwriting as Mansa Musa. Who would have thought that from a laughing stock to owning stock, black folk would turn the auction block on its head, choosing instead to bid on each other's genius, with each and every one of us as the highest bidder? Who would have thought it possible that we would melt down the chains that bind us into coins for a currency our very own, and every piece of wood in the slave ships that confined us will become the bookshelves for a history that knows no revision, with a description of every single mineral they stole? Because who needs
40 acres when we are several planets of land short? What does one do with a single mule when there are countless heads of beasts that have been driven over the cliff? Who needs to be painted with the same brush when we are such an explosion of color, which needs several forests of trees to account for the brushstrokes? We are the new canvas, painted with shades of ebony and natural gold. We are the marble streets of resilience that pour out of the avenues of an infinitely rich legacy. We are the bustling rhythm of a rekindled dream upon which Black Wall Street rises at last, not as a mere echo of the past, but as a symphony of redemption, conducted by the hands that once counted their losses in tears, not as a metaphor of our reputation, but a reclamation of wealth beyond currency, to that of identity, to that of dignity, and the unyielding belief that despite the shadows of the past, we still cast bold silhouettes upon the pages of present time. Zomkhonto Tabate Msilankat Pangasit. This is for my mom. I wrote this poem not because you were born on this day, but because from out of space, you arrived on planet Earth with such grace that your entrance made it seem like you were floating a few feet above the ground. But eventually your crown weighed you down. And as you lowered and touched the surface of the earth, your essence forced the tectonic plates below to crash into each other, falling out of the kitchen sink where Mother Earth washes dishes with both cold waterfalls and hot lava. Mama, you shook the whole earth with your heartbeat. The world and everything in it was all over the place. But you saw where each tiny molecule that had flown around, each tiny molecule of everything around you that had fallen, you took it and put it all back together exactly as it was. Because you are a goddess, Mama. And every magician and healer deserves their praise. I wrote this poem not because it's the day you were born, but because your birthday is my birthday too. It is the day I took my flight on the wings of a huge mythical bird with invisible wings that kept growing a feather at a time until until I arrived in your womb. If you had not been born, I would still be sitting in the waiting room, looking up at whether the number would ever be called. And when you uttered your first cry, I also uttered my first cry. It is hard being a ghetto mother, I know. The world will laugh at you with all different kinds of pain, from rent to school fees to funerals. to being afraid to walk at night, with no one realizing that when you arrived from out of space, the light you were covered in was filled with every gemstone known to man, Mama. That the broken tower lights on days when they would miraculously turn on were actually powered by your fast beating heart as you walked in the dark, hoping they come back on and showed you the way. That the light in your eyes was meant for shining, Mama, but not for shining light on your tears. Zomkhonto. Oh, do I do one more?
I mean, look, you can do it as much as you want. I gotta let y'all know. Um, I didn't know this Zomkhonto was gonna feature this Friday until last minute. My wife and him worked it out because he was supposed to feature last Friday. But you know, personal life and stuff happened, and so we had Marianne fill in, which was amazing. And then tonight was just gonna be an open mic night. And then my wife just before that was like, "Oh, by the way, like Zom's coming through to drop a feature," and I was like, "Oh, what? All right, that's my dog right there. I love it. I love it. I love it." So yeah, if you want to do a few more pieces, I mean. You've only gone, I think you've gone for about 20 minutes or so. If you want to do a couple more, I'm sure everyone here would
Okay, all
greatly
right.
appreciate it. If, you know, no pressure, no pressure.
No, it's all good. It's all good. They're dreaming of one world currency within the nightmare of this great food emergency. They got swimming pools overflowing with Hennessy, and Donnie ain't had a bath for like a week. Listen when he speaks. He's the son of an engineer who is said to have disappeared, vanished into the thinnest air. In the opera, you'll find him there. And Danny ain't sober today, so you're forced to hear the pain that has interfered, but Danny had persevered. You'll be hard-pressed to find Danny sporting a beard, but when he does, his goatee is always soaking in beer. Trying to outsmart the broken heart that's soaking in tears, a gambler, hoping he gets lucky this year. His life is one huge slot machine with nothing in it. Only an evil spirit that keeps taking his winnings, whispers, play again, and stands listening from a distance, and when the coin is clinking, it swallows it in an instant. Like a chameleon to a flower, he whispers, like a chameleon to a fly. He dreams of all that ever happened to him, but it never, ever starts happening to him again. The love that people hold can never be gold unless it is dug out from the ground. Gold is love dug from beneath the ground. If you love yourself as much as I do, then you will remember that God loves you too. One love.
Hey, is that the piece you have written for those two people you
No,
just
no,
said?
no. I
It was
just
close
forgot it
because
along the way. Yeah.
okay, because it felt like a shout out to that. Yo, like I said, it was a surprise and a great surprise, yo. I'm so glad to see your smile and see that powerful hair. You said the fire like this is pulling you down. You got Love them dreads. Love that smile. Love your words. Thank
Yeah.
you for doing this feature, brother. Like, I really
Always,
appreciate
always.
it.
One love, one love. Thank you for having me. Westside. Respect.
Everybody,
Yeah.
unmute yourselves and give it up for Zomkhonto.
Phenomenal work.
Oh my
Phenomenal work, man.
god.
For real, man. That
Yeah, just a
passion,
fantastic
that
feature.
grit.
Yeah.
That was
Beautiful. Beautiful. Breathtaking. Breathtaking. Breathtaking.
Thank you. Thank you. I
Wow.
appreciate it. One love. One love.
The mythic quality of your storytelling has this really timeless quality to it. It's really, really
But like he said, he's
Mm-hmm.
tapped into his ancestors through his hair. So it's like he's got that direct link to this knowledge that he shares, and it's something fucking,
yeah,
it's a
well, I
true
was
sight to
gonna say,
behold, you know?
that hairpiece was so good. I want to request you write one about black nipples.
All right.
Okay.
We got the request from Skiff. Yeah. Hey, you can't turn that down either. That's a Paul Skip request. Yeah.
The request has been, yeah, I'm gonna
The
write
request
that.
is
Yeah.
accepted. It's on
Yeah,
the
request
front
accepted.
page. I think we all want to hear that one too. What? So good. So good.
Thank you so much. Yeah, totally set me back into a poetic bliss zone.
Yeah, I
Totally.
love that
Thank you.
one about the post. He's like, what, when you approach a poet, it's like grabbing gargoyle hand or like handles it. Like, yo, that shit right there too. Like,
Yo, word up. Word up.
fucking, yo, you are a poet through and through, truer than
Absolutely.
true, and we
Absolutely.
absolutely
Absolutely.
love you. Thank you so much for
Word.
this feature, man.
Word.
In fact,
Word.
we got a few more poets coming up, but I'm inspired. I want to read this poem because I wrote this for the first time you featured for us, and I've actually read it to a few other people because I'm like, it's still relevant, right? And so I want to share this with you again because I read it, I wrote it for you for your first feature, and it's called Brother. Tectonic plates smashed together, pushing mountains higher, electronic states of matter pulling oceans lower, chronic fates subscatter notions over atom smashers, created in a supernova. Our souls are connected forever, affiliated in future hours, scrolls motivated selected powers. Our blood holds the same past, a bond that lasts forever, a song made of gold we grasp and sing together, whether we cry or laugh. Fly high skyward, acquired knowledge and power passed through generations. We seem to be facing a place of significance. Let's make the best of it. Influence the youth to seek the truth. Do it for me, do it for you. Few can reach a state to teach, preach a better new. We are all one family. Thankfully, we choose love and light, hugs, not fights, right the wrongs that left a blight, bless the blind with the gift of sight, enlighten those lost souls with a bit of bliss tonight. Maybe recite a poem that grows on 'em, shows 'em that we are all one, chosen we have all won. Let's celebrate, demonstrate pure love, rejuvenate our souls from above. Thank you so much, Zomkhonto. We love you, brother. All right, so we'll get back to that.
That was nice. That was nice.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Beautiful.
That was nice. That was beautiful. One
Word.
love. One love.
Okay. it's always weird to say, all right, give it up for Thomas over mine. It's like, so I'm always like, all right, next. Like, it's just
Well,
weird.
yo,
Give it up for me. What's up?
everybody, open up your mics. Give it up for Tom.
More.
You deserve flowers too.
Yeah,
Word up. Word up. Word up.
My love.
Tell him, Sam.
Thank y'all. I appreciate it. And I really appreciate all of you. I know you guys have been here sticking around and showing up to the shows that we do. And, I have a lot of respect and admiration for each and every one of you. And I feel each time I hear one of your poems, it brings me closer to becoming a better artist and a better poet. And so I just appreciate, what you guys do for this community, what you guys do for me, and what you guys do by showing up in spaces like this and what you do for each other. So yeah, thank y'all so much. Thank you, Zomkhonto, for the feature. Um, and thank you, Terri Rose, our next did I say that right? Performer.
I understand how you
Performer.
can have your tongue being twisted right now.
I know, right? Fuck, I just had to say all
My
those
tongue
words.
feels like it's wrapped around my head and tied around my face. So I can't even freaking come up with one goddamn thing I want to read right now, but I want to sing a song and dance around because I don't know what else I can fucking do, right? You
Oh,
guys
that'd be perfect.
coming after you guys. Like, come on now. All right, here's how I'm going to start this. Ready? I'm in the mood for love, simply because you're near me. Funny, but when you're near me, I'm in the mood for love. Barely breathing from the chokehold, mansplaining, expletive excuse for love, and yet the furthest thing from it. Beyond full circle to the opposite end of the spectrum, you lie. You accuse me of not loving you when your excuse for abuse is a deception. You keep smoldering eyes watering from the smoke. Smokey the Bear bearing unrelentless hugs. Unrequested, unappreciated, ungrateful, undressed naked. Unable or unwilling to leave me alone. Making stupid excuses to follow behind, in front, on the side of me. Don't you understand, or will you never? I asked you to leave me alone. I need time to myself. And the more you deny or refuse to hear it, the more I resent your presence. And you accusing me of not loving you. Every time, because you can't see the forest from the trees. Only you can stop forest fires. Applies here. I will burn this mother down. My eyes see red, my face burns, arms tighten, my stomach a pit, my breath is fire. And I swear to you, I will light this matchstick up with one disgusted exhale.
Well, goddamn. You got another one for us, or should...
Yeah, I'm paying attention to
Yeah,
that.
we want. Yeah, now. Yeah, she's like, oh, I wasn't ready, and then we weren't ready. We weren't fucking ready. Yeah.
I do. I was gonna. There's more to this. I was gonna stop, but I'll read the rest of it. I demand respect now. I gave up waiting for you to realize that I earned it long ago. I don't give a damn what you think about me anymore. I'm telling you, you will get this. One way or another, my mother said I learned the hard way. So that is to say that I need no explanations from you. And your bullshit, I'm a mother. And I know when I'm being fucked.
Everybody unmute and give it up for Terri Rose Church.
Oh my god.
Well, damn. Wow.
I
Wow.
think that was the best ending line ever, right?
Fantastic.
I am a mother,
Yeah,
so I know when I'm
fantastic.
being fucked. Like,
Right. Wow.
That is a killer.
right? That is fucked.
That
Yeah,
last
nobody
line.
can
That's the
dispute
last
the
line of the year,
authority
That
yo.
of
I'm
last
that.
calling
line
it.
was the last line of the century.
Yeah, oh, the century. There he goes. Zomkhonto called it. He got more clout than me. Yo, last line of the century right
That
there,
was the
Terry.
last line of the
Yeah.
century.
I'm a mother, so I
I
know
ain't
when I'm
even
being
gonna lie.
fucked.
I ain't even gonna lie.
And
For
nobody
real.
can dispute the authority of that.
Yeah. No. Nah, fuck.
Nobody can dispute the authority of that.
So when Tori was doing their stand-up skit, and they were talking about the blowjob, it reminded me there's this girl on Netflix who does a whole 1 hour Netflix special, and it's all about every joke is a blowjob joke. Even if you don't think it's just boom, she whips around, and I'm like, that's fucking like art, like in a whole hour set of comedy, you can probably have a couple blowjob jokes or whatever, but you never hear one person. But every fucking joke was on point about blowjobs. So when Terry was, not was when Tori was doing that one set, it reminded me of that, and then I forgot where I was going with that on the other thing. I said blowjob too many times, and my brain just seized up. I'm a man. I've tried. But there was a point to that. I was gonna make a funny, but obviously I'm
You
not a
should look
comedian.
up, see if you can find some of the blue work of Phyllis Diller, because she's really, on that stuff. And her rule for a good joke was nothing longer than 30 seconds.
Yeah, 'cause otherwise, right, the attention. So she was on that whole social media instant comedy thing before it was even a thing, right? All right, so anyways, I am stoned right now, so thank you for your patience. Thank you for being here at Open Minds, Open Mic. We appreciate all of you, all of the support and love that you guys show us. We have multiple shows that go on throughout the week. We're glad to be able to provide platforms to many people. And I think I have to do this public, but Zomkhonto, I would love to do a show with you or Sfongo to represent uh, the African culture and stuff. If you would be okay with it.
Of course, and like my nephew is one of the greatest. I think even greater than I would ever love to be. So of course, link us up, both of us, meet
I
Pongo.
was thinking, yeah, so I was thinking like Thursday early morning, right? So then it's like Thursday evening for him, and then there's New York Thursday night, but like we could do a
Yeah,
show like a
because he's in Sierra Leone,
yeah,
so
which is like
which is
yeah,
like about 6 hours away,
from you on the East Coast. I'm in
from me
Pacific
on
time
the
too,
East
so
Coast.
now it's even like 9 hours away. Like now we're
Yeah, yeah.
like I call him at, or he calls me at like 3 a.m. and he's like, it's like sun shining. I'm like,
Yeah,
man, I was
yeah.
about to go to sleep, bro, but thanks for calling. Like,
I
I
always,
don't know if you talk to him much,
I
but
always tell him like, "Yo, bro, don't," because he will call me like at like 2 a.m. I'm like, bro, I'm
and that's when
sleeping,
he's like,
bro.
yeah, he's been awake, he's hanging out like on the
Yeah,
beach, like
yeah.
yeah, this.
Because he's like, "Oh, yo, I just woke up." I'm like, "Yo, yeah, you just woke up,
I just fell asleep a
but
few
bro,
hours
I
ago.
just
Yeah, I'm
fell
in the middle of
asleep.
sleep.
What the hell is wrong with you,
Yeah.
nephew?"
Definitely. But yeah, I would love to because we have Rainbow Verses on Sundays, we got Heart of the Artist on Tuesdays, we got the Chaos Magic, the Open Minds. I would really love to have like the African culture represented in a nice show,
Yeah.
like
Most of the work that I've been doing is actually like in person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I see you, man. Yeah, with big old TV cameras in your face and shit up there doing your thing. I'm like, look at my big brother
yeah,
just
man,
getting it,
yeah.
dog. Like,
I'm going to be in Toronto for the 27th and the 28th. But before that, there's somebody that actually said, "Oh, you want to come to Toronto, and do something for the 23rd?" I'm like,
bad.
say the
Do it up,
word.
man. Yeah,
Say
doing
the
big
word.
things. Yeah, and so I would like to incorporate something like with you, me, and Sfongo.
Maybe, make these plans.
Um, let's say maybe make these plans. What plans we got? But yeah, I think we should definitely link up and do that. But we
Of
gonna
course,
continue
of
on with the
course,
open mic.
of
Um,
course. Yeah, of course,
we'll
fam.
link up.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm always down for that.
yeah. So, coming from the man who just said, "I'm wicked high too." This is my spirit animal. You can ask Catalyst, my wife, every time fucking Jeff shows up, I'm like, holy fuck, babe, this is my spirit animal right here. Like, he's like, I fucking love you, Jeff. I gotta send you the C7C poem so you can add to it too, 'cause like, I want you to be a part of that thing. And like, you are my spirit animal. So if you could unmute yourself and bless us with some words, I'd appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Thomas. Yes, definitely. I've been wanting to connect with you on that poem too. So I'm on the East Coast, so I think maybe
Well,
our
I've been
time
moving
zones are like
around
we're
and
all weird.
shit, and
So
like, yeah,
yeah,
we'll link up, you know. Fucking
yeah,
time will
definitely.
flow us
Yeah,
together eventually, right?
yeah, totally. But yeah, I get a new one here that's only just a couple lines that I want to do. It's called Saudi Arabia is buying sports teams around the globe. It's easy to make friends if you like sports. You can talk to anybody about that shit. The same can't be said about human rights. That's just a short one.
I like that too, because human rights and human rights, like it was almost a double entendre there, like that.
Thanks.
You
Oh,
guys.
and yeah, I get another one that I think you guys will
And
like, but
also, I don't know if you guys know that Jeff does his own open mic too, right? You still doing the garage posts and stuff. If you could promote that to all of these people who might not know what you're doing out there.
we haven't done the garage posts in a little while just because I started an in-person open mic. Me and me and Anna and two other people. You guys probably know Ethan Mackler, the bass player. He's our the musician that plays with
So
us
then promote the
at the open
live
mic.
thing. Where are you doing it at? What time is it? How do
We're
I
in
show
Malden,
up?
Massachusetts. So if you like, we're just north of Boston. So if you're ever near the Boston area, we're second and fourth Mondays. We start at 7 p.m. Eastern time, and we actually it takes place at the local cable access TV station. So it gets recorded and gets broadcast on the
Oh, so
local
it's broadcast. That's cool.
on TV, and it's part of like a network of public access TVs where you could you can request to have our show play on your local
On your
public
local
access. So
PBS,
yeah, if
yeah.
it's called Controverse Open Mic, but it's listed in the database of
So
things that you can
everybody in
actually pick from.
America, reach out to PBS and request what
Controverse Open Mic. Yeah,
controversial
and it
open mic.
just like
Request
if
it
you
to
have
your
like
local PBS. Enlighten
local
minds
your local
everywhere.
access TV. PBS is different. It's not PBS, but it's like your local access TV. It's different than PBS, but if you're in America, you'll know what it is. All right, yeah, I've got another one that I'm working on that I think you'll get a kick out of it. It's a kind of like a true story. It's from my friend Freddie who passed away. Freddie woke me up at 8 a.m. with my Empire tomato ketchup CD piled high with a heaping helping of pure E. Then we drove into Boston so Fred could sell mushrooms and ecstasy to this kid Boomer who would sell me an ounce of brown weed for $80. We listened to Boomer's plan to take over the Worcester drum and bass scene. If his killer sound system didn't do it, the E would. Boomer told us why it hadn't worked for him last time, but why it would this time. Before leaving without the weed in Fred's 1970 Buick Riviera, where Fred handed me a pile of mushrooms while we're moving down 93 North in Dorchester, except it looked more like Route 2 in Belmont, if Belmont had the kind of bridges people built in Dorchester. After we got home, Fred filled the gerbil's water bottle with vodka while I connected the Atari for a game of Stampede. We were prodding the cattle across the screen when our roommate Michael called, saying this living situation wasn't tenable. Fred and I partied day and night, and he couldn't get his schoolwork done, which was true, but also bullshit. As Michael's voice became angrier, the combination of mushrooms and ecstasy broke the fourth wall in my mind, morphing my phone's receiver into a cartoon version of Michael's head, screaming at me because he was mad about how his life was going. I couldn't focus enough to detail my hallucination to either of them, never mind having a productive conversation about our living situation while the cantankerous hand of psilocybin was gripping my candy-flipped skull. I hung up the phone abruptly, thinking we would talk when Michael got home, but he came and left while we were sleeping, only leaving behind a note held to the wall with a butcher's knife, saying he was moving out. That's what I've got so far. Still working.
Fuck yeah, bro. I love the candy flip. I used to eat LSD and ecstasy all the time, man. Stay psychedelic. Everybody, unmute yourselves and give it up for my spirit animal
That was
himself,
beautiful.
Jeff Taylor.
That was
Ecstasy and
beautiful.
That was
And
dope. That was
you know,
deep.
you know what?
Wow.
Thanks.
Rest in peace to your friend.
Yeah, to your friend.
One love.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you,
Rest
Zom.
to your friend.
Ecstasy and mushrooms. The body as amusement park.
Yes, yes,
Ah,
very
nice.
true.
That
Very
was
true.
actually a lovely line. Yeah,
I love that, Paul.
Body is an amusement park. That was nice. That was nice.
Definitely, man. Hey, Jeff, I love you. Thank you so much for being
Thank you,
here today.
Thomas. Man. You're the best.
I appreciate you. Coming up next, we got my brother. Look, I love his profile pic on there. I don't even know what he's saying or thinking, but if you guys could see what I'm talking about on the screens there, Frogg Corpse's profile pic, just look like whatever he's saying, thinking, or doing, where like that shit is just like that captures the essence. Like whoever took that photo, Frog, you need to pay him $10, cause that shit is fucking dope, bro. Yeah, Frog, if you could unmute yourself and give it up for us, man. Like give us some pain, give us some fucking joy, give us whatever the fuck you got. I'll appreciate it anyways.
Yeah, ran through a couple of my drafts. I got a couple of stories. I guess you could say thoughts. This one was from 4th of July. As you'll see. After hearing all of these wasted income fireworks, I swear, if I knew Russia's anthem, I'd fucking sing it. This is why people's poor asses ain't going on vacation. It's because them fuckers are lighting off $700 worth of goddamn black cats, and somebody's dick of an uncle pulled out a mortgage for a level 3 National Guard driveway dropper. Then got the goddamn lien put on their trailer for a 6 set of bottle rockets. Hey, add gasoline. It sets the pace for the evening. I hope they can afford to drown the family at the lake next year. It'll save money on fireworks, all of our ears, and on the college that kid is not going to make it to anyways. Because if you're a family that lights off fireworks, let's be honest, chances are your fucking kids are idiots. America, have another Tide Pod, Timmy. This next one. Shittiest school field trip ever has to be the one in elementary school when they used to take you to the airport. They're like, hey, look at all the places you won't be going. And as you look to your left, here are all the planes that you won't be boarding on today. Now follow along, children. Then, in your walk of anguish, hold on. Then, in your walk of anguish, you got that smart-ass rich kid in your shitty field trip fleet. Our parents and I go there every month. We've been to Paris 7 times. Fuck you, Jill. You're 6. That's why your parents fly on Southwest with the riffraff, because they're poor, another would chime in. What are you talking about? They can't even get a plane ticket. Ha ha! Another fucking kid would chime in. I'll be back next week with my parents. We're going to Florida. Some other mouth breather wanting to be included, and the whole gang puts their 2 cents in. Then you blink and you're back on your own, playing with a stick in a dirt hole for the rest of the summer while your classmates run off with their thumbs up their asses. Wait. I've got a fucking question. What is it with Kentuckians and their adamant visions on vacationing to Cincinnati and Florida, thinking it's a fucking holiday retreat? A vacation of vacations out of all America. It's the fucking Fort Knox of adventure in the 90s. Have you been to Cincinnati? It's a fucking shithole. Back then, even entertaining the request in my family going 2 states away might as well have been an international excursion to the blood bank. Because in the fallout, there'd be matriarchal notions of bleeding turnips dry and not driving 800 goddamn miles for you to whine in the back of a car like a little bitch. Then they'll fucking turn this car right around, mister. See, my grandfather also thought in my life excursions that my life would be better spent staring down metal truck toppers for flatbeds in a drunk yard for 3 hours a day for fucking 6 summers, because he couldn't make a decision through which rust pit he wanted to pluck the fucker from. He'd walk off drinking a box of old Milwaukee in a hunt, and then looking beyond all that dead seared metal, the aluminum would dinge and fry your fucking corneas out as you watch the sun slap the shit out of you while it's ricocheting off the fucking hoods of the car. You know, looking back, that summer was garbage. At least he let me stand outside. I mean, he was a dick, but he was nice enough to roll down the window. I only ever had to drive him home twice. Once when I was 6, and then the last when I was 29. And it was only so he could reach down to grab another beer.
Yo, everybody unmute yourselves and give it up for Frogg Corpse.
Wow.
Oh
Wow.
my God.
You do it every time, Frogg.
Nice.
Every time.
From one
The
grave to another.
intensity of the niceness.
Mm.
The intensity of the niceness.
Fucking.
So
Did I
measured too.
just say niceness?
Well, I don't know if you guys know this, but Frogg is probably one of the most educated people that I know and hang out with as far as like literature goes. Like this man knows his words. Like you couldn't even fathom. I'm not old enough to be able to learn enough to catch up to this man. Put it that way.
I even look at frogs differently now. You know,
Yeah, right. Just from
I'm like right there
Hey.
in the river, and I'm like, yo, frog, what up,
Yeah,
bro?
give me some pull, bro. What's up? Fucking
So
A.
does Frog have another one? He waited a long time. You have another one, Frog.
Fuck Frog. If you got two more, I'd appreciate it, man. We almost at the end of the line for
Can you
the
give
show,
us
yeah.
more, fam?
I just want to say, Frog, I really like your class-based view of Americana.
Yeah. I write them too when I'm going off. I don't know. It's like the inner me brings out my grandfather, and at the same time, Carlin-esking fucking the world. So it's like, yeah, seems like I always take it from the perception of a Walt Kowalski character, which is basically one of those fucking beer drinking, porch sitting, old expatriate fucking Clint Eastwood types of hard asses, man. You know? So, yeah.
Yeah, it's the reality factor in that, that's just
The
really,
old school, like,
yeah.
hey, I'm going for a pack of smokes, move a town over and you never see him again type of 50s fucking vibe, right?
The thing about the school trip, it reminded me, it's kind of like a Charles Bukowski if he was 6.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, most definitely.
Oh, that definition, the Charles Bukowski. Oh, that was a nice definition. That was a beautiful definition.
For sure. All right, Frog, thank you so much. So coming up for the end of the recorded portion of the show, we're going off the hour, off the air, all that. But coming up next to close out the show, we've got a poet very close to my own soul who shows up when she can, but damn it, Tabby got them bars for days. So Tab's Poetry at Tab's Poetry on IG. If y'all don't know Tabby, y'all need to fucking recognize this is my homie right here. Like, yo, Tab, if you could bless us with some word, I'd appreciate that shit. Plug whatever you got. Fucking love, fam.
Yo, much love, Thomas. I wanted to say the room is fire today. Soko killed it. Everybody on the mic killed it. I was like, damn, I'm so glad I'm here today. You know what I mean? So much love to everybody that was on the mic. I'm gonna spit something. Page of words reflect the wounds that lead me to a path of self-neglect. I wake up, roll over, scream at God, and wish for a new life. He must be so sick of me. There was a knock at the door. I opened the door to find a man who said nothing. The silence of a man usually confuses me, wondering what scars can he deliver on this bright Sunday. Where is he? I don't know. He doesn't live here anymore. I had never seen this man, but better than I to ask him who he was or who the fuck he spoke of. I knew this had to be brought forth by a man that drags the heart of me while I kick and I scream, leaving me to look like I lack sanity. He turns the corner, unzips and spreads, leaving babies hidden underneath the breath of yet another. Blessings turn siblings that are never spoken of. The same people that watch me grow from the strength of single hands now watch me fall. Fall for a man that has made me the outlets to his wounds. The markings to his bearings has left me to heal. Don't I know better? Wasn't my hero a reflection of the same, choking women by the strings of his imperfections? I'm sorry, guys. I hold her pictures to the wall daily, as if viewing the young girl she grew from allows me to get to know the woman she became. But it doesn't. Connections laws may never be built. Flashbacks I have so often I never wish on another woman. Days I cried so hard that my unborn child gathered itself in knots, striking me with the same pain I passed down. The silence of a man usually confuses me, wondering what scars can he deliver on this bright Sunday. He lifts the right of his shirt and shows me his gun. My son, who's barely 2, holds the back of my leg, and I, in search of morning, praying for the day this man no longer returns. And peace. Good looking, Thomas. Good looking, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here.
Tabs, yo, we fucking love you. We miss you.
More.
Tabs Poetry at Instagram, and we want more. If you can, do it up.
You
Look, the
killed
recording's
that.
about to
You
stop.
killed that, fam. You
You killed that,
killed
fam.
that.
But we want more, baby. We want more, baby.
You
But I
killed
respect
that,
boundaries. I
fam.
respect boundaries. If you ain't got another piece, that's cool.
I got another piece. I got
Yeah,
2 minutes.
I bet.
Yeah.
Of course, Tab's
Let's
got another
go,
piece. Come
Tab.
on, Tab.
She a
Another
forever
It
Tab.
please.
Thank you.
Bless us. Bless us
Uh,
with another one.
Thank you, Soko. So this is for everybody, to any woman or any person in the room that has been through domestic violence situation. This is really for y'all. The journey of one is not found before the footnotes. It's in the experience of a stumbling passage that we find ourselves. Embrace me as I briefly salute the harmony of my own ray. Familiar places became more foreign, sitting at the edge of windows. Bullets are low to the tip of his barrel, refusing to become the victim at my own funeral. I had to come to terms with the things I couldn't control and the serenity to know his difference. I can't change what happened to me. I wasn't the driver to his wandering hand or the actions to their silence. With each inch I grew, I welcomed death, the chaos of embracing my body while I screamed through an open stove has left me more empty to a world that's fragile. It shaped me, my strength, my body. As I grew, I struggled with who I was and how much I should tell people. What scars can the night hide in the relationships I won't let come above my sheets? Spending years avoiding the right man. How long will you protect your daughter from your own war or yourself from the possibility of being loved again? These thoughts becoming the gray clouds I fight daily through neighborhoods that decrease. Childhood friends becoming like street ornaments, bane of a shadow we once played hopscotch and manhunt to. This is not the first of us we lose to the war of drugs. Every soldier comes covered in a different corner, wearing habits of destruction. This prayer happens before the age of 12. God, how many battles do we need to win before you could allow us just one? I messed that up, but I'm gonna end it there.
No, end it. Yo, even though you fucked that up, it was like it just felt right to kill it there.
Yeah, it doesn't show.
Yeah, like that.
Thank
Fuck,
you.
like it was like almost you meant that awkward, like fucking just yoke them out at the end. You know what I'm saying? And as they dead, you whisper shit in their ear they can't hear because you just fucking murdered it. Tabs, thank you so much for
God,
showing up.
how many battles do we have to fight before you? That was a line.
Right?
That was a line.
Yo, Tabs, so what you been up to? I ain't seen you in a minute. I know you doing all types of workshops and shows. Like, fill us in. Let us know what's going on in the world of Tabby over here.
I'm trying to be as big as you and Elemental over here. You know what I'm saying?
Get it, girl. Then come on, get it. Let me promote your shows and stuff. Send me the details. Let us know what's going on.
I created Sunday Writers, and it's a group of writers that we meet every Sunday from 7 to 9:30. We write,
PM
we
Eastern?
network.
What is that? 7 to 9? You gotta be time zone
Oh, my bad. So Eastern, so 7 p.m. Eastern time to 9:30 Eastern on Zoom. So I could throw all y'all guys the link. And what we are building each other, we help each other, we network with each other, we
kind of
plug
like
each
what we was doing with the Slam Jam. Like,
Yes.
yeah, we're not here to prove nothing. We're here to improve everything. Like,
Absolutely.
yeah. Oh, I love that you're doing that. Yeah, drop the info in there. I want to be there Sunday night. I know where I'm gonna be at. Tabs, thank you so much. Drop all the info on the thing.
Good looking. Thank you.
We gonna end this night out on the video recording at least. Yo, we got the after hours. So if you want to see more, you just gotta be here. Everybody, unmute yourselves. Say goodbye to the people in YouTube land. Say hello to the after hours.
One love.
Much love. Much love.
Nice to
Much
see
love
ya.
to all that has been here. Much love to all of you, and love to all the strength that you've got. Respect.
Well said.
Zomkhonto. Kawate.
Peace, y'all. Peace.